Oh, and we're back. Back reacting or talking and discussing the last half, the second call, the second season, according to Amazon, of Steins Gate. And today I'm joined by none other than Kyle Entertainment. What a guy.
Jarkey Bacon has just watched 20 episodes in a row, even though he only had 13 to watch. He's tired, but we're going to cheer him up with a great discussion about
Yes,
Steins Gate. Episodes 13 through 25. We're not doing the movie today, Jarkey Bacon. That's for another time.
that's
But
for
we
another
are
time
including
indeed.
the OVA. Um, and we have many things to discuss.
And you
Now,
know what?
Jarkey Bacon pre-warned me.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, well,
I
I
was going
was,
to say,
yeah, go.
yeah, go in. No, Bacon, you're going.
Okay, I'm going in. Um, what happened is that I might have been 4 hours late to this whole thing. Might have maybe watched it all last night. But what can I say, Kyle? I was busy winning rugby games, scoring the winning try, and I'm
Oh,
a bit
yuck.
tired. What can I say? Getting man of the match, might I say? Ooh,
Man of
feeling
the
pretty,
match.
yeah, feeling pretty big about myself. And then I had to drive 2 hours home with a pint and an energy drink in me, so that was crazy. And
That
yeah,
is crazy.
basically, then I'm watching this thing. I'm saying I'm apologizing to Carl. I'm trying to get on time, as more on time as I can, and then I go to the OVA, which is on a different tab than my normal. Yeah, I guess like
Stream.
yeah, all of it's together on the amazing piracy website I'm on, and then I got to go to the
Oh,
OVA, and then I can load the sub, but not the dub. And as everybody knows here, we're dub boys. And then I go to another place,
yeah.
can't load the dub. Then I download a torrent. That torrent, for some reason, there's no peers on it. No one's
Oh,
seeding it, so I can't get it. And I also
true.
had to download BitTorrent in the process because I'm on a new drive and I haven't torrented it in a while. And so then I get another one. No, that one is no, dead end. So then I finally download episode 25 over here and I whack it into my VLC media player and the Japanese audio works, but the dub doesn't. So then I have to find another one. And finally,
You should
I
have just
was
got me to stream it to you or something,
I
just or like
it might have been
uploaded it to
just
a
as
Google Drive.
fast. Yeah, it might have been just as fast. But anyway, we're here now. We're ready, and I've got my
I will say,
Hawaiian shirt on for LA
yeah,
because it's laboratory
true,
appropriate.
true. The there's a serious thing that's happened, Jockey Bacon, where I don't know how it was, but Kiss Anime in 2014 was the greatest website of all time. It had every anime, it always worked. There was one pop-up ad, you clicked an X, it had a comment section. It had a little arrow for you to click on the next episode. It had a drop-down menu. It had most popular. These, when you find yourself having to steal an anime these days, never loads properly, never high quality, weird subtitling, terribles. It's just no good. What? Take me back to the good old days. That's what I want to say,
Indeed,
Jockey Bacon.
the good old days, back to when we were watching Steins Gate for the first time.
In 2014, yeah, that was me
Never
on
paid
Kiss
for it in my
Anime.
life. Never paid for peep in my
Never.
life. Never could.
I would never pay for anime. Are you kidding me? Anyway, I'm sure I have. I got a bunch of Pokemon DVDs or something. And I pay for Crunchyroll, I think, to this fucking day, and I don't use this piece of shit. Anyway, we don't like Crunchyroll here. Earlier, oh my goodness, mark it down. We just did it for the first time. Jockey Bacon,
Really?
they wokeified anime. I
What
found
did
out about
they?
that on Twitter.
Oh
I,
yeah.
I found out on Twitter. Cheap Reviews told me. But anyway, Jockey Bacon, without further ado, I guess we should talk about shitty Steins Gate or something.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we left off. We were both very high on the first part of Steins Gate. You had revisited it for the first time in a long time. You had forgotten a lot of things. Now you've remembered a lot of things. We'll get to that.
Mm-hmm.
We'll point and laugh at Jockey Bacon as he was shocked at twists for an anime he's already seen. Hilarious. There was one thing that I had got wrong in the second to last episode, which was interesting. I'm sure I'll bring that up later. But with everything else, I know this series like the back of my hand, seen it 5 times or some shit. We were both very high on it. Again, I had seen it a lot, so we were coming back to it, but I hadn't seen it in a very long time. So do you want to go first, Jockey Bacon, and tell us what you thought about the second half? Is it better than the first half? Did it hold up as much as you remembered? What would your rating overall out of 10 on the Great My Anime list be?
It's hard to say. I would say emotionally, the second half didn't hold up to how I remembered it. There's some
This is a
specific
big thing Bacon was
moments.
saying last
There's
time.
some
He
big
said, "I
moments.
wonder if it'll live
Yeah.
up to the
There's
to the
some big
memory."
moments which killed me when I first watched it. And this time it didn't kill me. But that didn't doesn't mean I didn't
Interesting.
enjoy it. This was a great second season, second call, whatever they call it nowadays, of Steins Gate. It was great.
Second half.
I really
Maybe.
enjoyed it. And it was very easy to watch once again. Just I was able to smash through it pretty well. I probably every now and then I like took a break, but I managed to get probably through all the episodes in about 8 hours. So that's pretty good.
Breaks are important. I also at one time did watch Steins Gate all in one day. I don't know if I brought that up last time, but that was something I tried to do a little bit when I was like 16, I think. I watched all of Attack on Titan season 1 in a day, and I think that was all that was out at the time. And like 2 weeks later or something, I was like, okay, let's do it for Steins Gate. I remember Steins Gate being a little harder to get through all in one sitting though, so what the hell. I am kind of on the same wavelength. Not really. Kinda. I think Steins Gate, regrettably, is a 9 out of 10,
Oh,
and not a 10 out of 10. Now, coming into this, I was very concerned it might have been worse than a 9 out of 10. So in that sense, I am happy. In the other sense, it
and
just
for people
doesn't.
out
It
there,
just doesn't.
what was another one of your 9 out of 10s?
Oh, shitty Vinland Saga. See, this is actually a good point.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I've been talking a lot of shit about scales recently. If you want to go over to the It's Mia channel and watch our Claymore discussion, I keep saying that Claymore is a good 8, where it is where my 8 out of 10s are usually either other people's 10s that I think are disappointing and I therefore shit on constantly, like Monster or Claire Expedition 33 or something like that, where everybody says these are the greatest of all time, and I say, look at this shit. This shit's annoying. And then I scream at it. But there's an evident amount of quality in the actual thing that is engaging with Monster. I read it all very quickly with Claire Expedition. The gameplay's the best part, Jarkey Bacon. What a fun
It
game
is
to play.
fantastic. Yeah, and
Oh
the
my God, you played this game and you haven't
yeah,
spoken to me about it?
yeah. Do you not pay attention to my amazing thing? Yeah, yeah. I totally get you that with Claire Expedition. It is like, man, this is like, okay. This is what I say. This is like what Moist Critical would give a 10. That's basically what I think. I think,
True.
and to be fair, that's like what I think about Vinland Saga fans who like the first season the most. I'm just like, oh, of course you think Askeladd is
They're the
cool.
worst.
Absolute
Wait, no, the prologue
idiots.
is the best, but season 1 sucks because the anime sucks. I am one of those people.
But it's how I feel about like a lot of things. It's like, hey, look, it's like there's with everybody ever.
That's how you
Like
feel
that,
about Berserk, right?
yeah, absolutely how I feel about Berserk. But it's like there's like a gap between like 7 and 10 out of 10, where like I feel like basically the vast majority of the internet agrees on, and then probably only like 10% you actually think that is like a 10 out of 10 at most. Like for example, something that I thought was like basically a 10 out of 10 and got a lot of hype at the time, but probably is like a 7 out of 10 for other people is Shogun, which is like the TV show.
Yeah.
I just thought it was amazing, but like I totally like I'm just like, dude, this is like if I went to someone else and like, dude, this is the best thing ever, and they're just like, yeah, it was good. Like I have
Yeah. There's
no
like not the confidence there that
yeah.
they'll love it.
And if someone came up to me and was like, Claire Obscure 33 is like the best, like, I had a great time. One of my colleagues absolutely loved it. It was like Game of the Year and I was like, oh,
That's
good.
what
Yeah,
they
that's
say.
great. Like, I really enjoyed it. But then I would also be like, I'm not exactly that, like, super invested in the story, which I think is what takes it from the 8 out of 10 to 10 out of 10 for a lot of people. And I can totally see that with basically every Urasawa. Yeah.
That guy sucks. I've only
Yeah.
seen one of his things, so I don't know. But yeah. Well, my point generally about that is like the 8 out of 10s are interesting because it's usually either something that is like a bad 8 out of 10, which is those things, or a good 8 out of 10, which is like something that I'm like, oh, this is awesome. I'm reading Claymore chapters 10 at a time, not even blinking, not even feeling the time passing, but it like doesn't hit the heights. Now Claymore sometimes hits like a 9 out of 10 moment here and there. Then generally what I usually say about 9 out of 10s, because 9 out of 10s to me are defined as Vinland Saga and Cowboy Bebop, where it's like they have 10 out of 10 moments, but the baseline just isn't quite there as my favorite thing. Equal to my favorite
Yeah.
things, I guess. There is now a new category of 9 out of 10s, which is like something that is like really, really, really great 10 out of 10 in some aspects and not in others. But they're not bad in other aspects, but it's like a disappointing 9 out of 10. In
Yeah.
this category, we have two things off the top of my head. One of them is Wonder Egg Priority, because the end of that show is really weird, and I don't really like it.
Yeah.
But like,
No,
and it's
no,
almost,
man.
it
You're
is
just a
very
hater
similar.
like everybody else, man. Yeah.
True, Alita
Sorry.
Re, shut up.
Yeah, I know.
The And Steins Gate is in this is in that category for me now, and for the sort of the same
Oh,
reason,
interesting.
where it's like they both have like some of the best character interaction moments of just like the girls hanging out in Wonder Egg Priority. The show, like, I'm disappointed when they're not just hanging out doing slice of life stuff. And I feel like that's kind of the case with the second part of Steins Gate. Though I do think the plot in, like, not even just in parts, but like 85% of the time is really great and engaging. But like, I remember when I finished it and I was like, oh my God, episode 25 is next. So this is like a funny hanging out episode. I'm so excited for this one. Like, more than I was for the actual ending. And that's like a, probably evident that maybe these dramatic moments aren't hitting as hard. There are also, I think, like, little issues I have towards the back end in some of those last episodes. There are voice acting things that I don't think are great, and there's also like certain characters that I'm like, this is like silly. I mean, we can kind of get specifics. I think Marcus's father is like an unbelievably terrible character and like the most evil guy to ever evil, and it's like, what is this? Doesn't seem like it fits at all. And was like I really don't like that he's so central. Like, it's like a cool twist, but like everything he does, how he does it, is completely uninteresting. The fact that Marquise has never actually brought this up, the fact that like he just feels like such a weird character. I don't like it at all. There are other little things that also take away from it a little bit, I think. So yeah, I can't, like, when I reflect on my innermost feelings, it just doesn't seem right that Steins Gate is the 10 out of 10 I probably once considered it to be. I did think it was my favorite anime for a good while in my teenage years, but probably not anymore.
Should we move
That's
on
my overall
chronologically
thoughts
then?
Yes.
Because I'll happily expand as we go along. We're trying to do a bit more structure here, folks.
Yes. We will go episode by
We
episode.
started talking about the
Jarkey Bacon, I hope
within 12 minutes of starting this video, so I think that's pretty amazing.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I want to hear all of the Bacon moments that didn't live up to things, etc., etc. There is like one that specifically I was like, this is good, but like how this existed in my head is not. It was a little bit. But anyway, so of course we stopped with Mayuri dying.
Can I also just say something like that? I'm sorry, Alita. I was just opening my tabs again because I want to be able to reference each episode. No, it was actually a rugby highlight I was watching. Steins Gate. Let me get
that was a great
up.
reference because Bacon used to open Tank Up and spook Alita Re, so me singing the song made sense.
Oh, now we've got some other background music. Okay, Ari, I'm gonna. There we go. That's pretty good. Okay, now
raise the voice.
Now we're here. Oh, now I was remembering all that I haven't finished every episode. Okay, fantastic. I'm ready now. Maybe I can mute this whole thing. Volume mixer. Here we go. Sorry. Continue to yap away, Carl.
Oh, I was gonna say something. Oh, remember last time where Jarkey Bacon said he doesn't like Hacking to the Gate, the greatest anime OP of all time?
It's not even close. That is maybe probably the most overrated. I don't think it's overrated anymore though. But it was one of those ones that was on every it's so good.
Oh, it's better than the shitty ones that are always on the list nowadays. Fucking Ashi no Ko or whatever the fuck, or Jujutsu Kaisen or some shit. Or shitty Chainsaw Man. Oh, disgusting shows. All terrible. All OPs that are terrible.
I just say though, it did hit kind of hard on episode 24.
When it changed.
Did it? No. On episode 24, when I kind of merged in really seamlessly.
Oh, that was cute. Yes.
Yeah. I was
but that was the thing. In the last two episodes, the verse was a different part of the song. It has the Hacking to the Gate part, but the beginning and the part afterwards, it's not it's something else. But if you listen to the extended song, it's just like a different part of the song.
Yeah.
Because the extended song is like 5.5 minutes. All these anime openings always like 5.5 minutes extended. All those Attack on Titan ones. Oh my goodness. Is OP's Jarkey
Crazy.
Bacon. The second one, craziest of all time. I made a ranking once on this very channel. Okay, we ended with Mayuri dying.
Yeah.
A good place to stop. You know, I'm a genius. It's the
Yeah.
exact mid. It's a distinct shift in the show. And then episode 13 is a lot of realizing that. First of all, we get the great moment where Suzuha jumps in, beats up everybody at their dual gun moment,
Yeah.
and then she says, "The TV is on."
Yeah.
Everybody freaks out. Makise gets shot too. Oh, and the
crazy.
Okabe's back in the past, freaking out.
Which is crazy because they didn't. In the other ones, they said, "Oh, don't let Marcus Kirisu die." Which is interesting that they killed her there.
Well, maybe she didn't die. Perhaps.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They didn't die because that. I think isn't she there for global conquest? That's what she needs. She needs to make it for global conquest.
Yeah,
so she needs
yeah,
to
like
survive.
her. Well, that's only on those world lines, right? Because they don't. Because she invents the time machine in all the world lines, basically. Well, I guess Okabe accidentally invents it, but she like makes the proper shit. And she already had in that world line, so she probably doesn't have to survive, right?
Yeah.
Um,
There's a couple
yes.
things who I'm like, I had to logic out the time travel, but I do think it's generally done very well. Like I do think, I kind of have this feeling that time travel's always a bad idea to do when you're writing a story.
Oh,
It'll
this
never be
fucking
perfect.
internet talking point Jarkey Bacon fella.
No, well, it's
Sure,
not an
Chamber of
internet talking point. That's the Jarkey
Oh, it
Bacon
is.
original. There's
I
no
just
way.
can't figure out time travel. Why didn't they just do it? Doesn't make sense.
No, it's
Who
not.
cares?
No. That's precisely it. Because people say it doesn't make sense. It's not that I just say it's like a ticking time bomb. You know, it's like someone's gonna find an issue with it because you can't keep it logically straight. But I just say it does a good job. Like there was points where I was like, huh, and then I like thought about it. I was like, oh no, I get that. But look, I'm not a plot bro. But I'm just saying. These allegations have got my hairs on the back of my neck standing up.
Logic is for pussies. We don't like it around here. We like funny characters.
It is true.
I'm joking. But yeah, so this episode is kind of like Mayuri dying twice as Okabe tries to figure out if he can like save her by just trying to run away. She falls in front of a train. She gets run over.
Dude, I've never hated a little girl so much in my life. I remembered this.
What, Nai?
The one that pushes.
She just tripped.
The train. Yeah, I know exactly. Learn to use your legs, girl. Get good.
True. Poor Nai. Why'd she kill her?
Yeah,
I ate
exactly.
her.
I was thinking, go back and just like stand further from the platform. Or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I think he was starting to get the picture that it's kind of it's a set thingy now. This episode has always stood out to me as like a boring one, or I'm always like, oh, the twist happens, and then it's like the episode of Okabe like figuring stuff out, and I remember like whenever reactions would get to this one, like Mayuri just died, the plot's gonna pick up, this is crazy, and it's this one, and you're like, oh, boring. But it's okay. That falling in front of there were two moments that were like much more viscerally violent than I remember being.
Oh, we've lost connection. We're going to connect again.
Yeah, but
oh, he's back. Viscerally moments you felt viscerally about. You're saying?
Oh yeah, there was two where it was like, oh, this is pretty violent and like cruel and weird. It was that moment. Because I remembered she fell in the train. I forgot it was Nai that did it, and I forgot they lingered on it a little while when Nai realizes that she did it. I was like, well, that's crazy.
Yeah.
The other one is when Okabe at the very end like stabs himself with his fingers. I was like, oh, yuck.
Yeah.
And I didn't remember that being like so like the way he like maneuvers his fingers. I'm like, just stab yourself with the knife again. Jesus Christ. Ew.
Yeah. There's also, I mean, I love how it does the blood, like where it's so like monochrome, and then when it gets red, it's just like. And then you're like, oh, it's like her hair color, Kirisu. Amazing.
Yes, my goodness. And it's like pouring out of him, and there's a pouring sound effect, and yuck.
I just say probably one of my favorite shots in the entire anime is actually this one. Is when you have the lights of the. It's like when. I don't want to say the animation picks up, but like the FPS of the animation picks up, and it's the lights. It's Okabe looking at the train and the lights of the train going past him over his face. I'm like, that's just really good. That's just like good directing, dare I say.
There are a lot of and I think this is even the case in the first part. There are a lot of like Okabe face shots that are like very ingrained in my brain or whatever.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Um, but yes, that's really it for episode 13. Those
Yeah.
are all the notes I have. The mad science. Oh, actually, we learn a bit of their backstory at the beginning, where basically we understand that Okabe's mad scientist character was invented to save Mayuri's from like her grief, and then like he just sort of kept doing it and sort of lost himself in it a little bit. And obviously this is where it starts to like recede, and Okabe is very serious for most of the episodes until the very back end. It is interesting.
It's also like a pretty dark in general. I mean like
Yeah.
I feel like this is should be such a meme everywhere else because it's like the type of thing that would be a meme. Like what was the stupid meme recently? Someone kind of famous on Twitter like started watching Fullmetal Alchemist and then they got. I'm pretty sure it was bait, but they put like, "Oh
Oh.
man, I love this dog and this little girl." And even if you've not
Mhm.
watched it, it's like such a meme that you're like, "Okay, this is a bit old."
Yeah,
Oh well,
it's
go
hard to
ahead
take it
with it.
seriously, almost.
But at
Yeah.
least this one, I feel like when every time, like the clock stops and she's like, "Oh,
I just found you.
yeah," that is like traumatic for me now. Like,
Yeah.
I think it was still in my mind for like from like 8 years ago when I watched this. So
Yeah. It's interesting because she says that, and the sand always stops in the what do you even call
yeah,
those things? The
the
time,
hourglass.
like a physically impossible thing that's happening. It's like
Yeah,
um,
that's true.
it's just an interesting like flavor text, I guess. Is that what flavor text means, Jockey Bacon? Not really.
Flavor text.
Yeah. Like aesthetic choice is basically what I'm using it as a synonym
Okay, yeah,
for right
yeah,
now.
okay.
Um, anyway, that's really I have for episode 13. Episode 14, start to figure. Um,
Oh, everything's cutting out now. Is my internet just bad? Stay with
oh
me.
my goodness,
Yeah, we're back.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it just does little dips like that.
Okay, that's annoying.
Yes, there is a possibility that I could change from the 5G. Let me look. No, it's got like the similar thingy.
I think. Yeah,
Hold on,
I'm
I'll
on
switch internet
160
real quick.
ms right now.
Hold on, let me see. I'm on 210.
Okay, can I move this server? Was it moved from here?
I have no idea. I don't never move it. I don't know how.
All right, let's just continue.
Oh, Amir isn't in here, right? Sorry,
No, they're
it's
not.
different.
Anyway, so
Okay, I switched
I
internet. We'll see if this helps.
yeah, I do think yeah, like the whole hourglass thing. It's nice. It's also like purple, which is like also a unique color as well. Oh, I guess it's like Kirisu's eye color. Ooh, we're making
Oh my
links here.
goodness. Just
Also, I felt really dumb, but I was like, "Oh, this is why all the shards of glass are in the ED and in the OP, like and all this stuff."
true.
I'm just like, I finally get it. I'm putting it all together. It's all coming together, like my master plan. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, my miscellaneous notes for this next episode are just talking about how Mayuri's dying over and over, and Okabe has a monologue about how he's done it a bunch of times. It is interesting towards the back end where I feel like this is like something that the show almost shouldn't have said, but it's like, oh, I've been doing it like dozens and dozens of times. I feel like it would have been like more interesting if it was like implied that it was like hundreds of times or something crazy like
Yeah,
that.
I was like, if to me it felt like, oh no, that's too few for
Yes,
for
yes,
this.
it's like it that doesn't like dozens and dozens doesn't have the impact like the scene wants it to have right now for
Yeah,
whatever
like,
reason.
dude, I feel like, oh yeah, I was like, dude, I feel like he would have done it. To be fair, like that's probably, if you think about it though, when you do a lot of something quite often, you'd be like, oh, I've done that so many times, and it's actually just like
Yeah, it's
six.
more realistic.
Yeah, it is more realistic. He's probably done it like something that feels like 100 times, but it's actually 6 times.
Yeah.
Something like that. So
It-
yeah,
But yeah, that was cute. Cool red visuals and Mayuri in the banana spot. True, we do get a shot of like Mayuri hanging out of a wall, all jelloed up.
oh yeah, that was
Which
that
is
was
interesting.
weird. Yeah,
And then Okabe asks, "Is this the choice of Steins Gate?" Now, I guess we should just talk about this now, because why not? There is like a what does Steins Gate mean kind of aspect, especially in the back end, um, where it seems like, and I even jokingly asked Alita like because he hasn't seen the show in a little while, like what he thought Steins Gate meant. Actually, hold on, I'm on Discord. Let me get up what when I asked Alita this question. What did he say? He said, I said, what does Steins Gate mean, Elite? He said, Okabe probably thinks it sounds cool, probably just a stand-in for desired goal or something. Maybe he was inspired by some scientist philosopher name or something. And then I did the shocked face emote as a reaction image, because I'm a good friend. It seems like the implication starts to be like Steins Gate is just saving both girls, like it is the world line where both girls are saved.
Yeah.
But then the way he uses it, even after that, like that doesn't make contextual sense, or it's just like it's like the choice of fate, or like Okabe's particular fate, or the choice of time, or something. Do you have any reading on this?
When he says it's the will of Steins Gate, it almost suggests that there is like a fatalistic aspect. I do get that. But I actually think it's more it's dressed up in like an objective, moral, correct path, and that is the will of Steins Gate. Is that it is his moral duty, is the best place, is the will of basically God to go down this path, and to go down the correct path, which is saving these two girls, but then also stopping World War III and stopping CERN from taking over the world. Like that is it,
Yeah.
and it's almost like the will of Steins Gate is basically the objective morality or the objective goal he has created for himself that he has to do, and that's it's like that's kind of how I view it. It's like he doesn't actually view. I don't think there is an actual god or like deity judging these things and keeping them on the right track, but it's framed in such a way that it is, but it's actually just his opinion. That's my gander.
Yeah, because the way he talks about it does seem fatalistic, but he like specifically has like anti-fate speeches at the end where he's like, "I fought fate
It's
to
not
get away
fate.
from
It's
this,"
just what God would want him to do, and because he's God, that's it. If that makes sense, like it's what he wants him to do.
It sort of just ends up being like, oh, the happy ending.
Yeah, it's
Which
like
kind of makes sense. Is it's like what Okabe wants is what Steins Gate is, kind of.
yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. And like all the context for what the name might mean will probably disappear from my brain in like 3 weeks. And if I ever watch Steins Gate again in the future, I'll be thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
But this is also Okabe has a moment in this episode where he says, "That's all a bunch of crap," and he's like breaking down and stuff like that.
Yeah, but that's because there is a sort of fate to it, because
Yeah.
well, because Mayu has to die, right? Like there are points in the timeline
like
that you cannot move, and you have to. That's the whole point. Like that is fate, and you. Well, it's fate in the sense that you have to then go back far enough in time to move it 1% over.
Yeah. So it's like fate until you change it, I guess. I don't know. All
Yeah.
these stories always talking about how we got to beat fate or whatever. True. All these Japanese animes, particularly. Probably not. Probably everything.
Like Vinland Saga.
True. Well, does
Yes.
Vinland Saga have a fate thing?
Yes.
Who's talking about fate in Vinland Saga? Remind me.
When the guy goes on a high weed trip, and then
Oh, the nuclear bombing and stuff. Okay.
yeah, like
that was just
it's
time
we are
travel, that
fated
wasn't fate.
to war. We are fated to, to fail. It's like, well, he's literally fated by history to not win in the end. Yeah. But that does not mean not to keep on trying. So yeah.
Let me tell you something. This boring idiot with the big sword always talking about fate. It's pissing me off. Now, this is where something is introduced. Whereas my next note is Makise is very flirty, looking for forks and smiling and telling him how to get in. True. They do this thing. It's a particular way of storytelling where they'll always tease something before it disappears. And a lot of the time before Okabe I nearly said teleports, time travels. He like Makise will be like cute to him or really flirty with him or say something nice to him right before like we forget it because we're going back to the past. And it's sort of like an increased teasing for them getting together eventually. But
Mm.
there is like the whole thing with the fork here, and tells him what to tell her to
Yeah.
get her on side or whatever. It's cute.
And yeah, these are like my favorite scenes, and I love how they like you can't show it every single time, so they always show it the first time it's done, but they sprinkle in it. I think
Yeah,
what's done really well is like because in the games, I'm sure like because these are games first, like it's just so hard to like be able to pace things in a correct way. But what they do, I think, really smartly pace things overall by giving certain big character drops or character dynamic drops throughout the different timelines and not do it all on like the first time round that he's done it. So,
yeah,
for example, I guess Kyushu and the fork and spoon. That's fun when he's trying to convince her that yeah, no, you can help me out. Like you told me I would help you out, and they don't show that ever again. But it's nice to see. But then later on,
yeah.
when they get back to like he realizes that Kirisu will have to die, and then he like the car like charges him down the street, him and Mayuri, and he's like trying to prevent her from dying. Just before that, like the whole revelation about her character and their dynamic, they could have revealed that theoretically in any episode, you know.
Yeah.
But it's done here, and then you're like, oh my word, this is a really touching moment, and then oh my stopwatch is broken. I take you, you
Yeah.
know, then you're just like paranoid, and then it hits you hard, you know, and then yeah, I just think overall like how they spread the character moments are quite nice.
Yeah. We do get into the pattern where it's sort of like this character's portion, this character's portion. Like Ferris gets an episode, Rukia gets an
Yeah.
episode, then Moeke gets 2 episodes, Kurisu gets 2 episodes. Um, but yeah. The Yeah, so there's the flirting stuff. Oh, I have a Mayuri line written down here where she tells Okabe, try and think like you're a clothesline. Very funny. Um, oh, and this is where we get the reveal, I guess, at the end of this that Suzaha was John Teeter, Jarkey Bacon. Were you shocked?
Uh, yeah, kinda. I completely forgot that. And I was like, even I had an inkling of who she was, and then I was trying to figure out how is she John Teeter like, but then I guess the actual John Teeter is not that Suzaha, but the one that came back later, right?
Uh,
Oh,
It's always her
yeah,
because in this one she only arrived like a month or like a week, maybe even after the show started, right? Because it's like Okabe couldn't find all those books and stuff because he was remembering from the original world line where she was there in 2000, and that's how in that timeline the IBN would have been at the shrine, but in this one
yeah,
it's not because she was never there and she's just shown up now.
yeah, exactly. But then, like in the later one, where her hair is like Princess Leia from Star Wars, that is
At
the actual
the
John
end.
Teeter that we have, right? Because she said
Yes,
she'd
from
already
the
been to,
original. Yeah.
yeah, because she said she'd already been to like 75 and 2003 or whatever.
Yeah. It's true. You did speculate on this last time, so it was funny. And I think I
Yeah,
said, Jarkey Bacon doesn't know nothing about Steins Gate because you didn't even remember Suzaha was John Teeter. And it's
yeah,
funny because if you go back and watch, like, she's always bringing it up. It's very, if it seems blindingly obvious once you know the answer of like, oh, well,
yeah.
there was only one direction for this one. Um,
Well, it was the same thing as another reveal later on, but anyway, I'll leave that.
we'll keep that for later.
Yeah, we'll
And
keep
then
that
my
for later.
last note on this episode. Oh, yes. My last note on this episode is just so many CGI crowd shots. There are a lot in this show. It is kind of distracting every time it
Oh,
happens.
I didn't get
There
distracted
must
by
be.
them at all.
Oh, I was like, oh, look at this ugly shit. Look at this weirdo walking over here, pissing me off. Um,
Crazy.
and it is interesting because I had no idea this show had those until this watch through. So that's funny. Which it makes the ultimate point that they probably don't matter at all because most of the time, 99% of people probably aren't even going to notice. Um, what are we up to? 15 now? 15? Oh, yeah. 15? My goodness. Now, what was this one? It's bad because all of my notes start with some weird thing at the very beginning. So I'm like, what was happening in this one? So this would have been her explaining her backstory, why she's here, the actual time machine, the fact that the time machine had crashed on the roof. of the radio building and stuff like that. The future stuff has always seemed very weird and underbaked for me. Oh, this is one of the things. There's a few things that Steins Gate is like, you kind of got to explain this more for me to like believe this stuff, and sometimes it really doesn't do it. And Suzuha's future is like this, where wherever we see it, it's like, oh, it looks like a very bland city and like people shooting each other and stuff like that. Now I know I'm pretty sure we go there in Steins Gate Zero. I remember Rukia has like a fight scene where she actually has a sword or something, which seems ridiculous. But we'll see when we get there, I suppose. But I've never really bought, like, I feel like it's hard to imagine what it would look like, and how it functions. And when we see it, it's very unsatisfying and doesn't really answer any of the questions I have. And it feels like maybe something that should have just been referenced and not really shown. Any thoughts on this, Bacon, or did it work for you?
Yeah, I literally couldn't care less. It's something more like a plot bro now. Oh, what's the time? What's the world building like?
It takes me out, Jarkey Bacon. I just can't. It just doesn't feel real. It feels like this is a
it feels
fake thing that we're
convenient.
making up.
Does it?
Not really convenient, just
Well, don't worry,
underbaked.
I got plenty of convenience coming later down the line.
Oh, Steins Gate is convenience the show. I knew you were always gonna have a problem with this.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't really care.
Oh my goodness, Jarkey Bacon is growing. That's character development. So we hate character development. Wait until you see my next video. It's all about how that's stupid. It's coming out, Bacon. I promise there will be a video soon. I just had to record 2 discussions over the weekend, right? And I had to work. Okay, that's why it's not coming out. Okay.
Well, I'm not the one making videos here, so.
True. Jarkey Bacon made a video relatively recently, actually.
I guess I did.
More recently than me.
Yeah.
Shut it with your trues.
So are we on 14?
No, we've moved past 14. Sorry. So did you have something to say about 14?
No. Sorry, I missed when we were moving on. So we're on 15.
Yes,
now.
This is the beginning of 15. We get we see the future.
Yeah.
There's a cute moment where Kurisu like gets exposed for being on the web forums too, and she was there was a earlier on point where somebody was talking to John Titor and it was all getting narrated and it was actually Kurisu, but it had a male voice or whatever because Okabe was like, this guy's a stupid idiot. Because and Kurisu's name is something Kamehameha. So she's a weeaboo. She's a little
Even
nerd.
Though that's
she's
not
on
really
4chan.
weeaboo. If you're called Kamehameha.
True.
That's like the least weeb thing. I'm sorry.
But being on 8chan,
I think that makes you a bit of an anime tourist. Am I right, Carl?
Oh, that's good. Now, does she know if Goku has a tail? That's a big point we got to figure out. Now, that's a cute interaction. And then Okabe's like, I was posting and they're like, we know, idiot. And it was like pretty funny because his name on the forums is just Hoin Kyoma. What an idiot. The cool visuals that represent time travel and other abstract imagery is used for the present to represent consciousness and stuff in life and stuff. True, there's like whenever we time travel, we get the number change, of course. Oh, isn't it way cool later on when we linger on it that it's finally over the 1% thing? That was cool. But like I don't know, I like the imagery. It's always fun when somebody tries to visually like represent consciousness or time or like the fabric of the universe or something. It's got to be weird. It's got to be abstract. It's got to but it's got to resonate somehow. And I think they do a kind of good job here with it's like the swirling things and even in the intro and stuff like that. I think all that stuff gets a thumbs up from me.
Yeah, it feels appropriately sci-fi.
Yes, and weird and wacky, cool. Bartering with Daru to get in the time machine fixed in 2 days. Oh my god, they promised him a Ferris date, but then he actually this is a great thing because it could have just been, haha, we're tricking him into thinking he's getting a date. But then he realizes how serious Okabe is, and he's like, oh, well, I better do this for my good friend. And it was like, oh, that was very cute. Daru's not just a pervert, jokey hacking dude who's here for the plot. He's a character too, Jarkey Bacon. That was a great little detail I liked a lot.
I do feel like he probably suffers the most from lack of character time. Weirdly, even though you feel like he's I don't know. You feel like he's more prevalent than he is, but he doesn't get like unlike every other character, an episode focused on him really as
I
much.
guess yeah, I guess the most he gets is this Suzuha period because we
Yeah.
had the stuff where he goes to make the pin
Hmm.
and all that stuff, and then there's the reveal and all that stuff.
Hmm.
There is a great moment later where with the right before we realize that Kurisu has to die, like the 2 episodes before that, it's like almost exclusively Okabe and Kurisu. Like none of the characters are like seen or say anything for like 2 episodes.
Mm.
Um, and it is like a great maybe Mayuri is there for a little bit, but it is like a great like it's a great like trick of like you're like, oh my god, we just love these two being around so much, and it's like, oh, we got to get rid of one of them. It's like a big gut punch.
Yeah.
That was really good. And
I just
here, I
remember the
guess
first time I
it's
watched
when
this though, I was like, Kirisu's clearly the right choice here. Well, just let
that is
Mayuri
true,
die.
and I do feel you do feel that at the end, or it's like, well, well this is more of a choice than it should.
Yeah.
Like
It's
we're
it's
not really treating
it's
well.
because I didn't really get the whole endearing thing. And then you know what the most
Yes,
endearing thing that Mayuri did the whole I'm skipping ahead is in episode 25 when she's taking most of the bed. That's the best thing. And she's got a little hat on when
true.
she's
That was
sleeping.
funny.
That was funny. I was like, I mean, she's great, but like, I feel like when I first watched this, I was like, not focused on that at all.
Interesting, yeah. I think yeah, you definitely like Kurisu more at that point, but that's like
Yeah.
part of the point. But you got to save the children and the sweet little girl.
Mm.
Um, but true. Oh, and another thing is, I think I teased you because you didn't know what the pin was last time either, because
Yeah.
Suzaha was like playing with it,
I
but it
still
was
had
the
no clue.
lab member
That's cool.
pin rather. It's got their first thingies on it, and
But in this one, I noticed this one's got a lot of asterisks on this in this timeline. Still got all their names on
yes,
it. Yeah.
interesting. I didn't really think about that. I do remember seeing that visually now, because Moik is probably not on it, right? And Kurisu might not be on it either. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, But yes, that is what it is. Also, His last name is Amane, like Misa Amane from The Great Death Note, a much superior show.
Mm-hmm.
That is a Japanese name, and I wanted to make Jarkey Bacon get in trouble for hating Death Note again. Um, oh, there was a great visual sequence where it's like around asking a bunch of vendors whether or not they like have made a
Oh
pin
yeah.
like this before or whatever.
And then
And
they
it's just
asked
a
your
bunch of
cat.
people shaking their heads. And then there's a cat yawn, and it was very, very cute. And then we get the black guy thing, Jarkey Bacon.
Yeah. And that guy was in the OVA. It was
I was
crazy.
gonna say maybe the craziest, most racist part of the whole show is that he's the cab driver in the OVA.
Yeah,
What?
there's another crazy part which
Yeah,
we're coming up
it's just
to.
like a reference of like this is a character, you know. The OVA does, and I obviously it does it because it's an OVA and it's silly and it's wacky. But there are like other like things where it's like this is like we're doing too much of the like wacky stuff right now because we're not supposed to take this seriously. Or I feel like if the episode was taken a little bit more seriously, I would have liked it even more. Even though
Mm.
I really did like the OVA. Like Okabe getting arrested a bunch was like, oh well, this is a
Yeah,
funny
yeah, I was
gag. But
thinking
it's
that
like
exact same thing. I was just
it's
like,
like, oh, okay. And like the guy just conveniently being Okabe's cab driver is
yeah.
like crazy.
And I do think
Um,
that this is like one of those situations where it is pretty funny in the dub and I like what they did, but it is one of those things where you're like, oh, in the sub, it does make more sense. Like when
yeah,
the guy
because
says, I
he
don't
speaks
speak
Japanese.
jive, I'm like, what is, okay, cool. I kind of get it.
There was one other thing where I was like, oh, this isn't. Oh, I think it was probably just the trans stuff later on where I was like, okay, maybe we're getting into problematic territory here. This isn't a RedTube video is gonna tear poor Steins Gate apart here.
Yeah.
Um,
I
but
know
yeah, whatever.
there's
It's
a
fine.
way more problematic scene.
We'll
But
get
yeah,
to it, I
there
guess.
was also I feel like definitely in the OVA, I assume he would be in the Japanese one. He was screaming when he said, "I'm going to like bring Ragnarok to the USA." He's
Yes,
speaking that in
yes, in
English.
English, probably in broken
In
English. Yeah,
English, yeah, which is
yeah,
funny because it's also making fun of like American
yeah. It's hard to
police.
make fun of Americans when we're doing it in English and
Yeah,
stuff.
in an
Um,
American accent.
yes. Um, but that's all I have for that one. Then we're into 16, I believe here, which is just a continuation.
Yeah, let
Um,
me check. Yeah,
what are we checking?
yeah. Okay, this is yeah. I remember this one.
No. Yes, this is a continuation here. There's a weird fake out where it's like the reveal of like maybe the dad because he's making the pin, but then it's like a fake out where it's like, no, Dari was just trying to make it to make Suzuha happy. And then there's the double reverse fake out where it's like, no, but he actually is her dad. I think the scene where Mayuri like goes through her evidence is like really cute because initially she's
Yeah,
like,
amazing.
well, it's obvious. They're like the same. And then she's like, then Kurusu's like, you better have more evidence than that.
Yeah, yeah,
And then she
great.
actually does, and it's really cute.
Yeah.
Um,
I was quite
that
proud of
was all
myself when
good.
I got the future gadget. I was like, oh, it means future gadget. That's for
FG,
me. Yeah.
not FB. We'll get to that in a second.
Oh yeah.
Who left? Oh, I'm making fun of you in my notes. I said, who left the IBM for them, Jarkey Bacon? Because you must have been thinking about what that was last time, but it was Suzuha the whole time. Can you believe
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Um, oh, another great Mayuri line. She calls it the reading stoner ability. Hilarious, Jarkey.
Yeah, true.
Um, and then we hit one of the big emotional moments that wasn't quite as hard as I remembered it being, which is the Suzuha I failed thing, which I think is something I also
Oh.
teased to you last time. I was like, there's like a big, massive emotional moment with Suzuha, maybe the most emotional moment on the whole show. And it was her I failed speech here. I will say, in watching these, I did not remember that these were like the first like character episodes. Like I thought this was like episode 18 and 19 or
Mm.
something like later. But them being first was interesting because I remember this being like a late Steins Gate like defeated moment. But it's kind of middle to early here, which is interesting. Did you remember this moment when you saw it? What were your thoughts on it, et cetera, et cetera?
Oh, yeah, I'd say because I forgot it. It did hit pretty well. Yeah, there's like a certain aspect that I mean, that didn't hit the second time, but it wasn't this one. I thought it
Yeah.
was also well performed. I thought
Yeah, I
actually,
think the voice acting for that scene is really great.
yeah, like it hits hard, and yeah, no, I think it because like it also helps that you just spent like the last two episodes like kind of getting pumped up. You know, you actually like I don't know. I just started really liking her, Susa now. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I finally figured it out, and then she's about to do it, and then of course I know that like something has to go wrong, but then it's like just like the gut wrenching feeling, and then the fact that it's like it's because she didn't remember it.
Yeah, because the
That
crash
was
and they
such a
actually didn't
much.
fix it properly.
Yeah, that
Is like
was
crazy.
so sad. It's like then she blames herself and kills herself. Lots of suicide in this one.
Yeah. Yes, that is true. But yeah, like the I failed, I failed, I failed.
Yeah,
I had one job and I failed or whatever. Exactly how she says it is like imprinted in my brain. So
yeah.
it was cool. I will say it hit like 90% of the way, but I wasn't like I don't know, it just didn't it could it is interesting when you've seen something so many times. Like, is it gonna hit every time?
It's
Or
not.
is it going to fade
Well, you know,
eventually?
like your favorite piece of music is probably the best the third time you watch it or whatever. You listen to it, you know, like and then you can only
mm,
reach like the 90% again, and then you'll forget about it, and then you'll be like, oh, my word's the best thing ever, and now I'm in the zone again. But it's like, it has to be a while. That's what I
yes.
found. Like for
There
example,
is
the Cool Me," I think I mentioned this last time, didn't hit quite as hard as this the first time, but that's because I've listened to the song so many times since. And then
yeah.
I'm like, oh, it has to be very particular.
I think yeah, because I think I disagree with that because I was like the fact that I've listened to it so much outside of it like reinforced it in the show for me. There is
Hmm.
obviously music is a good example for that because there is a very like you can overplay a song to the point where you literally never want to hear it again in your life. I did a grade 7 English essay on the song 21 Guns by Green Day, which I remember liking that song a lot in my life up until that point, but I must have listened to it like 70 times because you got to like just to like do it. Or it was like the one song we were allowed to listen to is the one we were doing like on our laptops at school was the one you're doing the thing on. So you like wouldn't get in trouble for listening to it. So just over and over again, like
Hmm.
90 times in like a week or something. And I never want to hear that song again. And that was like 15 years ago. But there is another thing where you like listen to it a lot, you sort of lose interest in it for the moment, and then like especially with like your favorite song from like 4 years ago, if you haven't listened to it too much in like 3 years and you hear it again, it's like this is the greatest song of all time. How have I forgotten about this song?
Yeah.
Um, I guess it wasn't quite to that level where it was like, oh, I was like, I don't know. It is a thing with me when I rewatch stuff because I do rewatch stuff a lot where it is like a big, and I think this has to be antithetical to the practice, but like I am like sitting there like with my hand underneath my thigh gripping. I'm like, oh, come on, now hit emotionally. And it's like getting into the mindset or seeing it coming or putting pressure on it coming is probably really bad. It is really good when even then it hits. Um, But I don't know. This is like a weird minutia of my personal psychology in repeated viewings of something, plus my general mood and anticipation going in. A very weird mindset to find ourselves in. I did really like the moment. It just wasn't like top 10 moments in media. Number 1, something something.
Yeah.
Number 5, Suzuha, she failed. Whoa.
Whoa.
It
Yeah.
was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not hating on it or nothing. Then I have one last note for this Suzuha section. Mayuri begging him not to time leap again because it will make none of this real. Weird thing that's never. This is really weird because I feel like Mayuri does this once or twice, but like, and it's framed like she's right or something thematically, but she's obviously wrong. And it's weird that she like the show even has her say it.
I feel like it is. It's like it reminds the audience that like this does have consequences. Like what you're feeling now, like that you have to. Like we experience so much, but like it's to remind us that they don't experience it. It's kind of the weight and the burden that Okabe has to carry. I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do agree. I don't know if it's like thematically incorrect, but like I think it's just like more of a caution, like a warning. Like this is the cost of what you're doing. Remind almost.
But what's the cost? Just that Okabe feels bad?
Well, I mean, it's more that like the experiences he has to carry them with him everywhere he goes, right? And eventually he finds the way out and he's able to get over it. But yeah, like
And then also, well, I guess the resolution is
just
that
wait till you
everybody
watch
will.
Steins Gate Zero. You'll see the burden.
Oh.
You'll see the weight. I don't know if it links into that, but yeah.
But I guess thematically to tie it in, like in the end, like it's kind of revealed that everybody can just remember everything if they need to.
Yeah, which was a bit I thought was nice, like a nice way of doing it. Because I was wondering, it's like, why does Okabe just get this ability? But then it's also like, I can imagine someone being like, well, that ruins all the stakes of everything. I was like, well,
yes. I half expected you to come here and say that, Jarkey Bacon.
yeah,
So that's interesting.
you have a low opinion of me.
But yeah, you know, sometimes Jarkey Bacon that might frustrate me. I pre-warn myself. I say, Jarkey Bacon might attack me for this. I better
you might say
get my
something
defenses
stupid,
up.
crazy.
Oh, I would never say something stupid personally. Oh, I had something to say, but I think I forgot it, Jarkey Bacon. Mayuri's. Oh, this is the thing. So how it works, Jarkey Bacon, let's see if we both understand this the same way. Is that, because I think in my head, not in interpretation, my understanding of it until this rewatch was that, like, the world lines, like, all are happening at once, and they continue on even when Okabe leaps. Like, but that's obviously not what happens. There's, like, one world line that exists, and we're jumping between the possibilities.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which makes a lot more sense. Because I've always been like, so what happens, like, to the Okabe that's left in that world line? Is, like, he just, like... are two Okabes created in that moment, and one of them has to continue right there, and the other one gets like captured by CERN and goes off, and the other one gets to jump that we're following? Is like, but no, it's just like that ceases to exist. There is one world that is happening. There is infinite possible worlds that we can jump between, but one that's happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like
and then that's why his consciousness doesn't get ripped apart, because if he had like that's why only one. His consciousness is only going back to one, right? Like his Gate of Steiner, whatever.
Yes. Okay. And is this complicated by the fact that we have a literal time machine later? Not really, because you're just moving back on that one.
I do wonder what
world
happens
line.
with in Zero, because I wonder how it's explained basically with like the future.
Yeah, because some other stuff happens there.
Yeah.
We'll get to it one of these days.
Yeah.
True, that thematic stuff. We move on from the Suzuha thing to what I'm going to maybe say is episode 17, though it could be 16.
I think it is 17.
Now, what is this one? Oh, the Ferris one. This is another one I remember happening later, and I remember always really liking the Ferris episode and thinking it was cool. But I think I also remembered that Ferris was the only other person that, like, had any reading Steiner ability, but that's obviously not true and makes her kind of less special in my head now because I thought it was just her and Okabe.
Yeah.
This was also the first time you sort of get inklings of, like, Ferris is probably like the second option for the romance storyline here. And the only other one that almost fits for me and I kind of like their dynamic here. He like saves her, but then gets beat up, and then her dad and her
Actually,
and
those thugs were so annoying because I was just like, we need to get back in time. We need to get back in time, and then they just keep on beating her up or like chasing down. I'm like, they're so annoying. Like, guys, stop the. Why are you stopping the plot from going forward? Like, why do you care so much? And then because I kind of forgot, I forgot that they probably wanted to murder her because of her ties to her dad. I thought they were just thugs that got really mad. She beat them at this card game or whatever.
That's what I thought.
I
I
know,
didn't
I
even
was so
consider right
confused.
now that it was because of the dad.
I was like
um,
so annoyed.
but true, they were big nerd bullies, right? They
Yeah,
lost in Pokemon cards, and they were gonna beat her up. Come bitch.
yeah,
That's a word for woman, Jockey Bacon. That was some sexism just now, but it was exaggeratory, like I was them, so I'm not in trouble.
yeah.
Okay. Ending here. Did you? Maybe we should rank each episodic saga at the end of this, Jockey Bacon. What do you think of the Ferris one, compared to everything else?
I mean, I thought it was good. I mean, Ferris definitely does feel like she's on the side and like her story is not fully explored, basically. And I get totally what you mean by the second, because like particularly in like the OVA where she like fully buys into his like his delusional world,
But
basically.
it's cute. It's like
So
I
good.
feel like she
Yeah.
knows she's,
Yeah,
and it's like a
exactly.
flirty thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like,
Um,
yeah, no, she's like the most flirtatious whenever she sees like, oh, you on a hot date at this at my cafe, crazy, kind of thing. Um, she brings up later.
oh my goodness.
Um,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, I think I like Ferris a lot. It is cute that like they're both using their real names and stuff.
yeah,
They both have like these personas they put on to probably deal with grief that happened when they were kids.
yeah,
Um, uh, so they are weirdly a mirror, in a few ways.
yeah.
Um, and that's why when you play the visual novel, you will be romancing Ferris, Jockey
Yes,
Bacon.
I
Good
will
to know.
be. I will also say that, like, she's at a disadvantage because maids. I mean, they do kind of work in anime, but I think as I said before, like, once you go to one in real life, you're like they're super cringe. So it's like the fact that
Hmm.
I'm just like,
There's
man,
no
I
way
actually
they
like this
couldn't be.
person. Yeah, there's no way they couldn't be. That's a good point.
Uh, I've never been to Japan. Jockey Bacon's just flexing on us.
Yeah, no,
So I don't
exactly.
really care to go to Japan. I'm not one of these weeaboos that needs to go over there. Um, what did I have written down for this episode? The time freezing whenever Mayuri dies is interesting. We already talked about that,
Yes.
moron. Always Kurisu's name right before he time leaps. We always. Oh no, I don't think we talked about that specifically. But he
Mm.
always calls her by a name right before, and she says, "I'm gonna forget this, you prick."
Yeah. Why are you only
Very
nice to
cute.
me before you leave? Classic.
It is true. The Ferris Okabe ship is the only other possible. We already talked about that, you fucking moron. Ferris has a little reading. We already talked about that, you fucking moron. Ferris gives her father's life and Mayuri's life. It's kind of crazy because it's fake. The arbitration of the original world line. This is all interesting stuff where it's like there seems to be like moral weight here, and like this world line is faker than the other one
Mm.
because as far as I can tell, an arbitrary reason.
I think it's more like
It's
you've
kind of
already
interesting.
you've it's like a not a naturalistic, but it's kind of like it's kind of similar argument to is like against contraception. You're distorting the natural way of
Yeah,
things. It's like this is not. You can choose this one, but you're the one who
this is not how it's
you're playing
supposed to
God.
be.
Yeah, you shouldn't be playing God here. I think that's more of the how they're going through it.
Outside of this is like the same, right? Just because they
Yeah.
use time. I don't know. It's a bit weird.
I
Um,
I I mean
but it's
I
fun.
can understand the vibe. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
understand the feeling, but I'm also just like I don't think it holds up under scrutiny.
Yes. And I am that scrutiny.
Mm-hmm.
This episode sucks. No, I liked Ferris a lot. But she does give it up, which is crazy, because we do go through this thing where every character has to give up their thing they want most to save Mayuri. Even the great Okabe. But then he gets it back. But everybody else doesn't get it back. Ferris doesn't
Yeah,
have a dad. Rukia has to be a boy. This fucking
yeah, it is
Steins Gate is
funny.
just selfishness. My
It
goodness.
is.
Um, interesting. But that's it for the
I
Ferris
guess
one.
that's
Then we
why
move
there's
in.
World War III in there.
True. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, The next one, is the Rukia one, of course.
Yeah.
The strong cold open about being a boy/girl. Not too much transphobia, you said last time, Jarkey Bacon. I'm making fun of you again.
Yeah.
But you are a dude. You can't say that, Okume. That's not nice. It is funny that like the concept of a trans person just doesn't really exist here, where it's like it's a hard biological fact, even if you like. I don't even know if she's not really portrayed to have dysphoria in a sense. It's just like a dream or something. It is just like a out of time thingy. Um, and it's fine.
I
I
think
don't actually have a
it's
problem
more
with it.
portrayed as a bit of a quirky character trait than based on someone's
Yes,
personal experience. That being said,
it's kind of a gag.
yeah, but not really. I kind of like how serious they take it, and
Yes, they do.
I also like how it's also not cloaked in the bread tube language. It feels like
No,
a
not at all.
like I guess it's just like, for example, for like basically this is very much like what I imagine like a secular libertarian's view of it would be. Like they're just like basically before
Yeah.
the right wing became transphobic, these people were just like, oh yeah, you can probably just dress up how you want. I think it's kind of weird, but I'll be nice and polite to you anyway. But it's kind of like, but I guess with it, I guess the kind of like the leftism or like trying to cloak in like a philosophy or an academic kind of like framework that means that you need to like drop all your semantic, preconceived notions on what words mean or whatever.
Yeah, like all the
Like
personalized of it.
basically it's like I think with the current trans debate, it basically asks a lot more of a person to kind of rethink how they think completely about gender than this portrayal of it does, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's more like straightforward, I guess.
Yeah,
And
but then again,
um
is I mean, this does the classic thing, and it is still a massive thing with like, like, and I feel it myself as like someone's more like you to be like an actual trans person that people take people seriously. You have to pass, and it's even better if you're hot, basically. And
yeah.
it's like, oh, like they only pass as a girl because they are literally the most elegant flower or whatever in the world. It's like,
Delicate as an orchid.
yeah, delicate as an
Ba-da-ba-da-ba.
orchid. That's it. Which is just yeah, it's also it's a bias that's like within me that I'll think about a lot. Because I definitely have it. I was like, it's like okay, if you don't look like a girl to me, it feels weird. But if you do, like, I can convince myself that you are a girl, if that makes sense. But
Yeah.
which is feels like unnecessarily rude because once again you're just like, oh, if you're not attractive enough or whatever, or you don't
Yeah.
fit into the bounds, then you're just kind of reinstating the problem, which I do think also complicates things like fundamentally, like I guess to get onto a whole nother topic, but like say with ContraPoints, right? Like okay, ContraPoints is like the most like if I was trying to make fun of an American woman, I would do her voice. you know, I would do like I would present how she would present, and then it almost feels like almost like a caricature. But then you're also trying to destroy the gender norms and stuff like that, which is why I kind of like
Yeah, it's like
the non-binary way of things, where it's like they're kind of like a mixture, or no, they're just fuzzy. Like and anyway, it's a whole thing. I don't know. It's quite complicated, and I don't think Steins is really trying to contend with that. Anyway, I was just saying it's
yeah,
problematic because it's
it's
pretty
very
funny.
much it's from an era before like Japan, even with Yukimura, who is more directly trying to do things like
Yeah,
that and seems to just not like know the language that like the Western world uses or whatever.
he did actually
This
answer
just feels
this question recently.
I think I saw a tweet about it or
Yeah, I
something
need to actually
about the
read this whole
disabled
interview.
people too.
Yeah, I'm going to
Um,
read the whole interview, but yeah, totally.
Make a video about it, Jockey Bacon, so I don't have to read it and I can just watch your video,
Yeah, I
okay?
should do.
Do a stream. What are we doing here? Um, Jockey Bacon streamed once, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I was thinking of
Um,
streaming again for the Mark totally not Mark video. I should do that.
oh, a big React stream. I don't want to watch it by myself either, so I'll watch
Yeah.
it. Um, the also stay away from streaming. That's my gig, right,
Hmm.
punk? Um, Something you said earlier on. It is really cute almost how earnestly they treat her emotions surrounding this topic. Like, she's so sad that Okabe is saying this to her at the beginning. She's like, "You're joking, right?" And she's like, "Why would you say something like that?" And it's like, "Oh, this is very sad."
Yeah.
And this is like the repeated tragedy of all these characters, basically.
Yeah.
Um,
I think
the,
also, yeah, I mean, I don't know how, like, I think this is probably how people treated trans people more before it got so politicized. Not saying that it's not politicized, it's
yeah,
always been politicized, well, yada, 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 yada. But it's more like, if someone was trans that you knew, you just be nice to them. Like that's it. Like, I don't think people would be like, you wouldn't have like the kind of Ben Shapiro's like, oh, like if my granddad was schizophrenic and I never actually said yes, what you're hearing is actually there or whatever. It's like, okay, like you're feeding to their illusions. It's like, well, like, hey, like I know trans people and like they have all been very reasonable to me, and they ask me, hey, it's like it's the same thing as someone saying, hey, I don't like being called Carl anymore. Could you call me Greg? I'm just like, yeah, I can do that. You know, that's kind of like what I don't know. It's just like I feel like people just being polite and considerate and good friends, and that's what you should do, not just like blow up or something like that. Because yeah, I don't know.
how unpolite and unconsiderate of me to call you a leader hop.
I know exactly. It's so sad.
That's very mean. Um, but true, Jockey Bacon, you're truing right now.
Also, this date was cute. I
The
liked.
date?
I
No,
thought,
it wasn't. It was terrible.
well, I thought it was cute because it
That
was
part
like
was cute.
Kirisu was so wanting to be there in it. Like,
Yeah.
she was, I do like how
Oh, is
like
that how you read it?
yeah,
I feel like
basically.
she's still in denial a little bit
Oh,
then.
she is, but yeah, it comes down to action. She's like, "There's no way this guy is
She's
gonna
like,
be that
yeah, she's
bad.
like, don't do this, don't do that.
You should
It's
do
like,
this."
ugh. And
And
it is cute because they play it up so much where it's like he's got a handkerchief now, and it's like you don't need to worry about handkerchiefs if you're going
yeah,
on dates, idiot.
it
Just
is it is
say a
it is
joke.
pretty cringe. Yeah,
And
in a
that
nice
is
way.
like the point at the end where it's like, well, this isn't even me, so this isn't what she wanted at all. So let's do what she wanted, and they do the sword practice or whatever it is.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's cute.
And then,
Um,
but then I always feel like that's like the most like sexual tension. The whole is like harder, swing harder, all this stuff.
true. Oh, there was another one. It must be with Kurusu later. Or was it about maybe it was about the fork or the spoon or
Oh
something? I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
this is about fucking somehow. But also she had
Oh, I
complained in the
didn't think of
first
that.
part that like somebody had used her fork or whatever. So I think it was also a reference to that. Um, anyway, that was a thing from before.
Yeah,
My note here says the best frame scenes are the ones of Okabe and Kurisu having a meeting out and about. True, they constantly will just have meetings like on the playground or on like a weird like overpass and it's always really cool and they're always having a serious meeting where they're catching up about something. It's always I like them all, every time. Um, oh, there's a funny line here where I don't know, I don't remember who it said. I think it might be Kurisu where she's like a mad scientist in a high school. Like, oh my god, they're standing against the high schooler relationships here. This is terrific. Um, or is it? Because they did let him go on a date with her.
yeah,
Him, her. Oh my goodness, Jockey Bacon. It's interesting because again, I think we talked about this a little bit last time, where it's like, oh my god, Okabe's like 18, Kurusu's like 18, and like Mayuri's in high school, and so is Rukia,
mm,
and Moeka. How old is she? She could be a 24-year-old woman. Oh my god, that's how old I am. She's way older than me. She could be a 26-year-old woman, Jockey Bacon.
yeah,
Uh, but she's probably 18. We do see flashbacks. Oh, that's some interesting stuff. We'll get to it because there's a bit of a timeline on her, and she is in high school in the flashback, and it was only 4 years previously. So she probably is 18. How old's Daru? Probably 18, I'm guessing. Suzuha, is she as old or younger than Mayuri? How are we supposed to know? I mean, we probably could just look
yeah.
up the wiki.
In
But
fact, she's
crazy.
actually a minus age if you think about it.
She's a what?
She's -7 years old.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's important.
Yeah,
How do you calculate that into your Mushoku Tensei ethics? We'll never know.
yeah. We'll never know.
Mark, no need to linger on this topic.
Yeah,
Maki say ain't no sexless loser either. Oh yeah, they keep trying to convince us this sexy 18-year-old who we just clarified is 18. Maki say Kurusu ain't kissing nobody or is a sexless loser, Jockey Bacon. I don't buy it.
yeah. Well, I can believe it. She's 18.
It's just a male fantasy, Jarkey Bacon.
Yeah,
The hot,
well, I
super
mean,
smart scientist girl will date your little loser, no job, and your weeaboo friends. It's not gonna happen, Jarkey Bacon.
oh yeah, no, she wouldn't date you if she's not dating anybody else.
Me?
Yeah,
I'm
no,
a genius. I'm a famous YouTuber.
that is true. Actually, no,
Ten
no,
thousand subs for 10 years
you've
now.
got game, Carl, from what I understand. So you might have a
Very
chance.
much so.
And if she's 18,
I'll scream.
you could definitely persuade her.
Oh
Here,
yeah.
I've actually got a really cool job.
Oh, yikes.
I no, my job is so cool. You wouldn't believe it.
Mm-hmm. Thought he was going to be working right now, so this is crazy.
Crazy.
Do you think if I yelled, "My Yuri is fucking dead," she would like it, Maki say, and I'd win her over that way?
Oh,
With
maybe,
my
yeah.
humor and astute awareness, because I did recognize that she was fucking dead.
Yeah, that's true. I think you just got to be more.
I'm a
And at what point did Marcus actually fall for Okabe? Like, and did she ever have like a crush on him initially? Like,
they obviously have a flirty dynamic immediately.
Yeah.
Um,
well, they have
and
like
I
a
guess it just
contentious like
grows,
back
right?
and forth. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It only
Because I feel like
yeah.
yeah, because like in like episode 3, like Daru is like, you guys are obviously gonna kiss later. So it's pretty immediate, I guess.
That's quite funny.
Girls don't find you attractive, Jockey Bacon. They like personality. Okay, that's how I sleep at night. At least. So even if she didn't see Okabe and said, "Look at this sexy such and such," then he said, "Shut up, bitch," and she was like, "Oh, my goodness."
I've been practicing my mewing. That's how I'm gonna get my girls.
Hold on, that means something. Let me try and remember what it means. I forgot, Jockey Bacon.
It's like jaw exercise to give you more Chadley jawline.
That's right.
But improve your bone structure. But you can only do it from when you're 18 to like 20. You have to do it when your bones haven't like stopped growing yet or whatever.
Is it too late for us? Are we dead? Are we always gonna have little chins?
We're gonna be mouth breathers for the rest of the time.
My rippling muscles will overtake will fill them with my masculinity, Jockey Bacon.
That's true. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Unlikely if you say.
I am tall,
yes,
so you know tall. That works.
You are tall. I was called at rugby. You know, the rugby club's mini Wolverine, and I didn't have the heart to tell them that
short
Wolverine
and
is actually
and ferocious.
It's actually 5'3" canonically, and not Hugh Jackman 6'6".
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Anyway,
don't worry, Jockey Bacon. You can do anything on the footy field.
I even was called like a small wrecking ball by my captain, in like the man of the match speech. But he's shorter than me, I'm pretty sure. And he's, if anything, more of a wrecking ball. He's just like a brick wall of a human being. Anyway.
Real recognize real.
I
My
know,
goodness.
Exactly. Anyway.
God.
Why
am I playing rugby?
We can catch up after this.
Talking about Steins Gate.
Oh, yeah, after the Steins Gate chat. It was so boring.
Oh.
Can I actually talk about the most controversial thing here? So we get on to the next episode, and this is the Moeka episode.
Hey, I still got 2 notes on this episode.
Okay, fine.
Ferris has an opinion on all Okabe's woman chasing. True, that was a funny little line.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's a paparazzi backstory. She also remembers that. Oh, because she's remembering. All right, we already talked about everybody remembering. Go ahead, Jockey Bacon. We're done with that episode.
Yeah, so they have to figure out Moeka, and there's always... I think this was the first, like by this point, we've kind of got into the habit. It's like, oh, this is going to be easy. We'll be able to get back. It's no problem. Like we've figured out every single time. We just have to convince the people to lose it, and I guess Ferris was a little tougher, but it came easier than I expected. And then the Moeka one, I was just like, oh, and
it failed twice.
Yeah, when it didn't happen. But the crazy thing was, it is just the fact that he rapes her. And then actually no, I initially thought it was crazy, and then I was like, this maybe works so well that it is in Japan, because I totally believe that like a Japanese woman would come into that situation and someone believe it's sex and not like sexual assault. She's been howling the whole time. I would say also the Moeka voice actress, I thought did a really good job. Like I was actually kind of like scared myself, like someone was going to come.
She was screaming on a buck and a stack. I'll tell you what.
She was a castle wall. What are the howling? Shrieking. Like it was just like visceral. I was like, and then I got really mad at her. I was like, "Girl, it's just your phone, you idiot." So, but it was just like he pinned her
Rude.
down, forcefully kissed her. I guess not rape. Rape is strong,
How
but
else are you
sexual
gonna
assault.
shut her up, Jarkey Bacon?
And then someone walks in on it, and it's just like, oh, the lack of dignity to keep the door open, and that's what you're
Damn
thinking.
kids
Oh my word,
going
that's
at it with the door
crazy.
open. She says or something.
Maybe that's just how
Um,
Japan is. Maybe the Japanese grandmas on the street just let this stuff go.
yes, it was crazy. There is one of my notes here says Okabe straight punched that B word in the face. Shui has a little moment where he justifies it to himself and says, "I'm sorry, but I have to do this for Mayuri." And then he socks her and she flies back 10 feet. It's crazy.
Yeah, and
Um,
that scene is
oh,
worse than
my
kissing
first.
her forcefully on the ground.
I mean, it probably is right.
I don't know.
Um,
Yeah. Anyway, Moeka seemed okay with it in the end, so I guess all is well. Um,
she understood she was being a little crazy, Jockey Bacon.
yeah. I
Um,
guess she is the archetype of what's it? Not. It's not the yandere. Is it the kudere? Oh, like what the crazy? Oh, I saw this all in the Madoka. Not Madoka. What's the really meta visual dating novel?
Haruhi Suzumiya.
No, 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 no. The one that came near out, the indie game. The one that came out near Undertale.
Oh, Yandere Simulator.
No, not Yandere Simulator. Monica.
Oh, Jockey Bacon.
What's her name?
Oh, Doki Doki Literature Club.
Yeah, yeah. Like this is like, oh yeah, she's kind of fitting broadly into this archetype. So you got the tsundere. I don't know what. To be fair, I don't know. I don't know if yeah. Apart from the tsundere, if any have really fit.
I know Sundere and Yandere and Dere Dere. That's the cute one, right?
I guess so.
Outside of that, I'm out of Deres,
Well,
frankly.
the kundere is like a ray, right?
Because she has no emotions or whatever.
Yeah, the emotionless one, and then the yandere is the crazy
Epic.
one. Anyway, I
Yeah.
don't get it.
The Yandere is the murdering one, right?
Yeah, most of the time.
Okay. I'm a genius. And the Sundere, that's me, Jockey Bacon. You're
Yeah,
you're you're
that's you.
living with one. Remember when we lived together in my dream? And then the apartment went on forever or something, and then there was a beach, and then they were chasing me or something. That was
Mm.
crazy. That was like 5 years ago. Anyway, my first note on this episode that we skipped over is Kurusu helping to shoulder the burden by watching Mayuri die for Okabe. That was a cute little sad little tragic moment, huh? Um, what a girl, you know? What a pal.
Hmm.
Then we've also got anime in an anime where Mayuri and Nai are watching some like kids show anime on the TV, and it's an anime within an anime. So that was something. Moeka has been working for FB for 4 years? Question mark. True, I didn't remember this at all. But
Oh,
if
I
you look
didn't.
on the
I didn't
text, I
even
don't know
miss
if
that.
you
Oh, yeah, crazy.
because I don't know if you were having the translations on all the text
I was
messages,
not there.
Jockey Bacon. But I was, and it had like 2006 was like when FB first messaged her, and that's 4 years because it happened. This all takes place in 2010, and this is when she's in like a high school uniform, which was leading to my mathematics
Yeah.
discussion. That would lead me to believe that she's probably about 18. Um, and then the last note I have here is a funny Okabe line where he says, "You murder yourself in the darkness," and I was like, "Well, that's a funny way to describe it." Um, don't murder yourself, Sharky Bacon. All right,
Yeah.
you've got so much more to live for.
Yeah.
Then the next episode is, of course, a continuation here. They have to go and find FB. My goodness,
Yeah.
Sharky Bacon. I bet you didn't remember who
I
FB
had no clue
was.
who FB was. I was like, this was. To be fair, I did kind of work out. I was like, when they were like saying, "Oh, it has to be a woman, it has to be a woman," I almost believed them. But I was like, surely it's just
Oh,
someone nearby, and it's Mr. Braun. But like, I wasn't like fully in on it. And thankfully, I also didn't see the. I didn't. Like I thought this episode came later on because I remember it was so shocking. When I watched it initially, because I didn't really understand what was going on when I first watched it. This time was like much better, and I was like, "Oh, he's FB." So yeah, I don't know. I just was kind of
so he shot
irrational.
Moeka and shot himself.
Yeah, crazy.
Crazy. He had to save Nye.
Yeah,
Episodic explained a Kurusu bit. Has made it seem more small cast, so we focus on just Kurusu and Okabe. True, I already said that though. This was a cute one where like Okabe would make little mistakes and have to time leap. Like
Yeah,
he would
that was
lose track
funny.
of the thing. That
Yeah.
was a cute use of the power. I have written in all capital letters here, be nice to Moeka. I'm a big Moeka simp, apparently, in these notes, Jarkey Bacon.
Oh
Because
yeah.
Okabe was being mean to her, and she's just a lady that needs some
Yeah.
help and some friends. And it's cute when she gets them.
I sh-
Mr. Braun, bad voice acting. Oh, I didn't like his voice acting when he was doing his speech. And
do
I
you not?
think he
Oh,
was
I thought it was
usually the
funny.
worst voice actor.
I think
So
it's just because
I don't
he's
know.
got the most obvious. Should be Chris Sabat, right? Mr. Braun, Steins.
I think so, yeah. I think that is him.
I think it's just because it's like the most. Yeah. I think it's just because it's the most like very recognizable voice. I quite like it actually.
I didn't like the line delivery, and I think I didn't like the lines either. Like they're like not metaphorical, but I don't know. I just didn't. I thought the delivery was very generic and like corny and cringy, and I didn't like it. It's like the first instance of this. There's one other instance of this later on where I don't really like Okabe's performance. So that took away from the potential 10 out of 10ness,
Oh, I see. So sad.
Realization at the end is still great. I guess that's about Mr. Braun, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, Kurusu has to fucking die.
Yeah, that was it. Oh yeah. And
is
the
a
thing is,
great one
even though
where
I
it's like,
knew this, and I feel like you could have known it from the start, I was still like, oh yeah, like I got kind of surprised by it. I was like, oh, that's how they figured out. Yeah, of course. I kind of forgot that she dies in the first one.
how are we supposed to remember this shit? And it's like, oh my goodness, what a choice we have to make.
Yeah.
Then we get a very, very weird and slow episode that I didn't remember much of at all.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of just Okabe moping around and Mayuri kind of characterization a little bit. And I
Yeah.
only have 2 notes on this one. Mayuri has dreams about the other world lines, and she's like remembering getting killed all these times, which is a little sad.
Yeah, that
And
was a
very
bit
weird
dark.
and slow episode, was my only other one.
Yeah. I did like the scene of her talking to the gravestone and Okabe being there. I was like, this is
Yeah.
hitting well.
The Mayuri voice actress is really good. We talked about this a little bit
Yeah.
last time, but
I
like
feel
the
like
sincerity slash goofiness slash like the ability to deliver a bunch of different variants of lines all in the same sort of like stylized voice that you have to do for her is really good. Like this,
yes.
we said exactly
I
this last
think
time. This could be the
stylized is the
cringiest
best way of
character
putting it.
ever.
It's like there's no way if I saw
Yeah.
someone talk like this in real life, I would not find it a bit weird, I guess, or a bit put off. But in this, it kind of
Yeah.
works. It's like it does a good job replicating the Japanese feel, but actually delivering the lines well
Yeah.
and not being cringe. Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing.
It's kind of on display because when she says "do to do," it's cute, and then Nai said it, and I was like, oh well, maybe we should have done another take of that one because it was like stilted and awkward and cringy a little bit. I was like, oh, it's because it's Mayuri voice actress is very good. But true, and that's all I have for that one. And then we get into, I think it's the Kurisu farewell episode here. Oh, there's a funny thing where Mayuri and Okabe both say Uncle Heatstroke at different times on different world lines or something.
I kind of thought it was cute because it's what Mayuri says to Okabe, and then Okabe like reiterates it to Kurisu later.
Yes.
Like he's like, yeah.
Oh, hold on, Jarkey Bacon, I'm yawning. Say something.
Yeah. And so are we moving on to the next episode? I guess we're kind of rattling through.
Yes, Uncle Heatstroke was the beginning of the next episode. Epic. Cool. Kurisu on the radio building roof is kind of crazy. True, because Okabe was moping around on the roof last time, and now it was her, and she's contemplating her own death. That was cool. I thought that was a neat little thingy. And it's also because the last episode ends with her like going to the building and like seeing where she gets stabbed and like feeling it or whatever. It's crazy. It's cool. Kurisu things true. Everyone had to give up what they wanted most, and now Okabe has to do it. My goodness, what a genius. She slapped him because he isn't sad when Mayuri dies anymore. And I was mad about this. I thought this was...
Yeah. Are we not going to talk about the scene of them, like, her sewing his shirt? His thing?
That's going to come later.
Okay, hang on. Am I on the wrong episode then?
No, that is this episode. It's just a bit after this, I think.
It's like right at the start, though. Oh.
Because this is oh, I don't know, maybe that's the next. What do you have to say about the great pink string or whatever, Jockey?
Well, I mean, it had the I had the classic anime cringe of being like, oh, white shirt, you gotta have like the fan service in there. There was some
Oh,
cringe fan
shut
service.
up, Chuck.
I mean, I
Shut
didn't point out
up.
with the Moeka as well, but it's like, oh yeah, her shirt's undone now. After she's gone
That was
crazy.
epic, and it made sense.
Yeah, it did
They were
make
having
sense.
he beat the shit out of that girl.
Yeah,
This one I thought it was cute.
yeah,
They got rained on. It was very Death Note, that one episode.
yeah,
And it was cute because you are kind of waiting for them to do something here. Like they're wet, they got to take their clothes off. They're in a abandoned. Time to make out, Jockey Bacon, and hump each other.
yeah. I thought
But
the
it didn't
pink
happen
thing
yet.
was
They were just
cute.
teasing it.
Yeah, I mean, this actually brings back like a memory. I remember, ooh, I was probably about 16 or 17 ish, maybe. No, I was
Oh,
probably
sick.
15, and I
Jockey
was
Bacon,
doing
sexy
being
memory coming up.
I was being no, definitely not. I was being annoying younger
Oh.
brother. Let's put it this way.
Oh,
And so I
he
was
was cock blocking.
no, it's because basically I had no clue about like the whole white shirt thing, and then I basically pushed my sister into a lake one time, and she was wearing a white shirt, and then
Oh.
all her friends were like, "No, like oh, she's wearing a white shirt." I was like, "Why? Why does that matter?" It's like I was like, "Oh, I get it. Okay." So then they got like a towel and
That's
stuff.
funny.
So yeah, that's my one experience with this.
It is. Yeah. I feel like I've never had a real life experience with a white shirt. I've never seen a lady in a white shirt that was wet and was perving on her or anything. I can recall none of this.
Well, I was definitely not
Um,
perving. That's for sure.
it was his sister. There's another anime. I can't really reference Mushoku Tensei for this one. Boku
Yeah.
no Picoing over here.
Okay, I
You
have not watched that one.
be
I'm sure it's Peak. Boku no Peak.
Yes, that's a very funny joke, Bacon. I'm sure nobody's ever made that joke before.
No, it's
Um,
because no one was watching Boku no Pico when it was out, and no one used the term peak when it was out.
that is
There you
true.
go.
It was. I remember people making Boku no Pico jokes in high school, so
Yeah.
it is an old.
I just know it because of
Oh,
trash taste,
dying
basically.
world. Oh, trash taste that started in 2018 or some shit. I knew about Boku no Pico way before then. Did I mention that I read Vinland Saga before Jockey Bacon yet?
Yeah. I think you did
A few times, maybe.
a few times.
The Oh, it is kind of interesting. I don't know if you could write this off as just it's stupid fan service, but it was interesting that she had like a sexy like blue bra on and stuff like that. I don't know if that was like an implication, like she was wearing it because maybe she thought something would happen or something like that. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think I
you
give
would
enough
wanna
credit
read
to the
something.
writers for this.
I don't know. It didn't feel at all like a
Yeah.
fan service. Like it wasn't like.
It wasn't
Well, it was
that
sexy by
gratuitous.
implication,
Yeah,
I guess.
it wasn't that gratuitous. Yeah, I just really like that she sewed it with pink anyway. I thought that was cute.
Yes,
It's like
because he didn't want pink and stuff, and she
yeah,
couldn't see, and it was dark. Oh, it was dark. They were humping on those stairs, Jockey Bacon. Don't tell me otherwise. The
and then he like they start making fun of each other being for being so skinny.
so skinny and not sexy, and I was
Yeah,
like, "What are you doing, you fucking idiots?"
I thought it was quite funny. Because I was like,
They're
because
self-confident
I think I
over
did
here.
complain about this in the art style earlier. Because like everybody is like super lanky in this and stringy.
Yes.
It's like everybody in this world though. So it's like I do think also it is like so 2020 was it 2010s
10.
coded or like noughties where it's like boobs are hot and that's the only thing that's hot. And now it's like
True.
the opposite.
We
It's
did
like all
say
about
there
the
was lots of
arse.
arse shots
Yeah, there was
in
some
the
in this
first
one.
part, but they were all super skinny.
Yeah.
So it was like
It's
weird, and
it's
it was
like-
like, oh. But
Yeah.
yes, it is different. It wasn't 2014 yet. Remember the Anaconda music video? I
Yeah.
remember that when I was a young boy.
Well, I didn't watch
Now-
it, but I knew it. And then there was Kim K as well. And now everybody's got
That was a thing. Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
yeah. I'm part of the big booty club, so I'm happy to get some representation finally.
Epic. I'm part of the skinny Steins Gate art style club, all right, Jockey Bacon. So stop making
Unbelievable.
fun of me.
Start doing some squats.
The I done more squats than you'll ever do in your life, Jockey Bacon.
Exit
anyway.
out.
This is. I've told you about that before.
I know, but I reckon it's close. It's closer than you think. I've done plenty of
Well,
squats.
probably. I haven't done any in a long time.
Oh, but then
Where-
if you're
Hey,
going for
my
pure
laptop went off
volume,
because I had
maybe
moved mouse.
maybe pure volume you beat me. But like in
Yeah,
repetition,
you know.
sorry. But if you count how much
Lots of
weight I was
repetition.
lifting on top of my body weight, there you go.
True, we were lifting no weights.
Yeah, no wonder
that
why you still got the Steins
Um,
Gate bod.
oh, how about you, how's the weather down there, Jarkey? Yeah, that was a good one. The Oh, I was trying to get to a point for like 3 minutes, Jarkey Bacon, but now I've forgotten it. What the fuck? Oh, I
uh,
guess this is the general point here. How do you feel? And I assume you don't care about this at all, but how do you feel that they don't have sex? They just kiss. Is it like disappointing at all? I guess it's
um,
more romantic in an abstract sense or something. I guess it's not impossible that they had sex after we cut away. Um, I
yeah,
don't know.
I don't know. I think maybe now, watching it now, I would probably find it more hot if they did go all the way and they like kind of, I don't know. I feel like
It's
anyway, we'll come on to the scene later, I guess, or will we go into it now? I don't
Okay,
know.
let me run through these notes until we
Yeah.
get to the actual kiss then. What do we have here? It's not letting Kurisu die because the essence of all Kurisus are the same. Oh, there is a monologue here about how don't think of it as Kurisu dying because it was like a metaphor, and I thought it was cute. And part of your essence is her connection to Okabe. I don't know, there was something there. I can't recall it now. I watched this thing like yesterday or something. Uh, Not Okabe's first kiss, so they just kiss, question mark. So I guess we're up to it now.
No,
Okabe does do this thingy about how it's not his first kiss, and I'm pretty sure we see this in Steins Gate Zero, and it is stupid. And it might have even been like a time traveling Kurisu or something. Um, so I don't know if
no.
you
His first
remember
kiss
that
is
or
on,
have.
I think, is on the pillow. That's what she said. Like both of them are so dorky
That's what
that
she says. And
he
if I
agrees
didn't
though.
know that, I'm pretty sure in Steins Gate Zero, like a adult Kurisu kisses like a kid Okabe or something. I feel like I remember this scene. Then I would be like, he's obviously
Oh,
joking here, but I don't know if this was like set up for like. Obviously, they probably didn't have Steins Gate Zero in mind when they
yeah.
did this.
I think there's like an
Is this
episode
like one of the
6 thing in
things
Steins Gate Zero.
where it's
Yeah,
like we're explaining, like, I don't know, Star Wars gets critiqued
dude.
for this all the
If that
time, where we're
happens on episode
explaining
6, we
something.
need to remember. I'm calling it
Yes.
now. It happens on episode 6 of Steins Gate Zero. There you go.
Oh my goodness.
Um,
He
yeah,
pulled that up fast. Um, but yeah, because I think if I didn't know that, I'd be like, oh, he's obviously like lying to seem cool or whatever.
yeah,
Um, but he also plays it off kind of seriously.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but
Well,
Kurisu
okay.
also said earlier, like, so what? I haven't gone all the way or something, which kind of implied that maybe she had kissed a guy or something. And then
Yeah,
she seems to
true.
imply that she's been on dates before. So I don't
Yeah,
know if it was either of their first kiss.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. Okay, so let me get to this. Like, what I think is like kind of similar to you, where it's like that 9 out of 10 when I was like maybe a 10 out of 10 before, whatever. It's because when I first watched this, is like one of my first anime. Like, I was so enraptured with their dynamic and chemistry,
Yeah.
and like, oh no, like I really want her to live, and I'm so sad that she's not gonna live. And then they figure out a way, and it's like the greatest thing ever when he goes back and like figures it out. Because I know
Yeah.
all that happens now, I think it just doesn't hit as hard. And basically, the
That's
kiss is like the
possible.
least
Yeah.
interesting part of their whole entire relationship. Like episode 7, when they carrying the IMB 50 whatever, is like way more
Yeah.
fun than them like kissing. And I guess, I mean, it is kind of funny how like she like how they're trying to both rationalize it as they're not loving each other and they're like this thing, but and it teeters on the line of edgy, but I think it's not edgy, cringy, but it's just more dorky.
Yeah.
But it overall, it just like, I think this is the emotional part that just didn't hit the same. Like everything else emotionally probably hit better because I understood it more. But in this, I'm like the core crux, the emotional core. Like I'm just not as enraptured as I was when I was 18. uh, Maybe it's
Yeah.
because I know what's gonna happen. Maybe it's because I don't like as much, or I'm older. I don't know. I still thought it was great, but yeah. It's not got that like, oh my word, this is peak, and it's much more like, oh yeah, it's a good 8 or it's a good 9, or whatever you want to say.
I how much there's part of me because I agree almost entirely with what you said. It kind of feels it's not like the peak of their relationship, I guess.
Yeah,
Um, I'm trying to figure out if they, because I definitely when I first watched it, I wasn't like, oh, they should definitely have sex now, bro, and that's why this isn't good. But now I might be rationalizing to myself that that might be a problem. I think part of it feels a little childish, like, and then they kissed or something, and it's like not childish as in like this is But childish is in like this is like a story for kids, so they wouldn't have a sex scene or something. Like that type of like so they just kissed, and it feels like almost mundane and like I wanted more. But I don't know if the more is necessarily a sex
Yeah.
scene. I think it doesn't make sense that they wouldn't have sex, besides the point that there's
But
well, I guess Okabe
this
has
is
a
also
bed there
anime in
somewhere.
Japan, right? Like, yeah, like I don't know
Yes,
how
yes.
culturally this all works, but yeah, like I was watching James Bond recently. I'm just like, yeah, they're like, well, they didn't actually probably show all the sex, but like I do think that was like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they
There
make
is
it
a
more compelling on a second time view when I'm just like, ultimately probably not going to be as compelled by it. I guess.
yeah.
Like the
I
dialogue
because
was
I don't
just
think
more
it's like
fun. The
yeah.
banter.
I don't think it was like like because there's obviously a difference. Now I've never seen a James Bond movie, but the impression I get from YouTube videos I've seen is like it's just like the I guess the difference is this is like the build up of most of the series, right? Probably the
Yeah,
thing you're most invested in is like them getting together. So it's like the
absolutely.
combination of that. I guess it's kind of like the Guts and Casket thing where it's like it's not like if Guts was having sex with random girls every other scene, like he was like Tyrion Lannister in Game of Thrones or something, like this wouldn't be as like big of a moment. But it's like a build up and a payoff type thing. Um, and it's like I don't know. Are you ever kissing a girl alone in a room where you like confess your love to each other and not having sex? This seems like almost unrealistic to me. Of like I feel like when this happens and you don't have sex, it's because oh, there's like people around or we're in public or something, and it's like
Yeah,
well. We can't do it, but there's like no excuse for them not to. And especially when you're like kissing somebody, you're like grabbing on them already. Um,
yeah.
and they
It's
do that a little bit because they do multiple kisses.
maybe
I
it's
don't
like
know.
it does feel a little passionless, or at least a little
Almost, yeah.
a little looked over.
It feel I guess that maybe the childish aspect is putting so much like emphasis in just like a kiss. But obviously the kiss is representative of them getting together
And
and
it's
the whole
also
thing
like
has
they're
been like
basically
them
their
flirting.
first time, as we've kind of said, like their actual real first kiss. Like,
Yeah,
okay, fine, you might
yeah.
be kissed by a woman when she's older, but like, it's
I
actually,
guess
it's like it
yeah,
means a lot to them.
another problem might be their like perceived maturity where they do
Mm.
seem like mature adults.
But then they're
So it's
18.
like yeah, but even then, that's like that's might just emphasize the problem, not like
Yeah,
excuse it in a sense. Where it's like these like smart people, they're like both like scientific. Well, I don't know if Okabe is a scientific genius, but Makusei is. It's like I don't know if I believe that like the possibility of sex would be scary enough for them to not do it or something. Like it's not like they're going to be stupid or something. I'm sure they understand contraception.
mm.
Um, I don't know. Part of it was like it was probably more a problem in this on the stairway for me, honestly, than here. I don't know. It felt like I don't know, a little underwhelming, I guess. Not in the emotional. I don't know, a tiny bit in the emotional like payoff sense. Um, I do like the point though of like she's just gonna get saved anyway, so it's not like this tragic goodbye kiss or something. Um, that probably plays into it. I don't know, Jockey Bacon. Let's just say true. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I also have a feeling that we. Huh. I think it's also just to say like I think it's probably maybe more a reflection on us as we've gotten older. And
Yes,
then
I
we're
definitely think
reminded
that's
that
part of
oh
it too.
we're not the target demographic for this.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
probably it's probably actually the target demographic is kids playing this game when they're 15,
Yes, yes.
and they're just like,
And that
oh
is
well, I
like a
can't wait
payoff
to
for
have like
it.
a hot babe like Kurisu, and
We're gonna
she's
kiss one time, bro. It's gonna be
yeah, it's
sick.
gonna kiss, it's gonna be
Um,
crazy.
and I think anime struggles with this more, where it's like because like Western kids shows are so kiddie in a lot of sense, and there's like not blood and there's not killing and stuff.
Yeah,
For this to like almost have the sensibility of like wow, a kiss, but also like Mayuri's fallen in front of trains and there's suicide and or
yeah, true.
punching women in the face and stuff like that. It's almost a clash there, I guess. I don't
There
know.
was more sex with him and Moeka.
True.
No, that's so
Um,
true. I think it is the juxtaposition. I think it's also like how the dialogue is written. It feels not more mature, but like more like realistic and less kiddie. Like when they are yapping around about certain things or being very witty and
Yeah.
very smart and very clever, you're like, oh my word, this is like a, you can kind of fool yourself like us. We could be like, oh, I could imagine doing this with someone, and I know another adult my age, basically, like maybe a
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah, it is funny.
I
It's
wonder
a
how
predicament.
much. Yeah, I wonder how much the dub is playing into this. Like, I wonder if they come off as mature in the sub. Now, this is something I kind of pointed out last time, and I still haven't verified. But the fact that when I was, for brief periods in the first couple of episodes, I was like kind of listening to the dub and looking at the Japanese subtitles a little bit. I did this for like 2 scenes. Um,
Yeah.
but like none of the vocab was in the sub. Um, and I don't know like how much this would influence stuff. So I don't know. Maybe that has something to do with it.
Huh.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Um, I have a few more notes on this whole silly episode. I do still think this episode is really good, by the way. I know
Yeah,
we're
I just
both
think
kind of a
like
bit
this was just like
disappointed
when
in
it
it,
didn't
but
hit as hard as I thought it might do,
yeah,
or like it was more like, oh wait, it's already happening. Like I don't know why, but I thought it'd be like
it
there'd be
did feel
more build up.
quicker.
Yeah,
Everything did to me, I think.
yeah,
And I guess by the end, like, and this is like a quintessential like time travel thing. Like even works in like The Prisoner of Azkaban, which there's like maybe like an hour of movie time between like the events you see. But whenever you're in a time travel thing and you see like the very beginning of the journey and you're like watching them, and I think Harry has the same monologue Okabe has when he's like watching his old self and he's like, the next 3 weeks are gonna be like the toughest 3 weeks of your life. And it feels
oh
like a
yeah,
monumental amount of time has passed in those moments. But before that, here, it's like, man, like the show's like nearly over and all this stuff has happened. And like I thought all of these like character moments, all these character episodes were way later than they are. Um, and so yeah, it does feel a little quick, I guess.
hmm.
Um, The Kurusu monologue on the platform waiting about remembering was sweet. Well, there you go. I don't remember what it was though. The lighting on the lingering on the 1.0, we already kind of talked about this, is great. Shot from the first episode, Mayuri telling him to cry. True. They do the same shot from the first episode where it's like him looking into the camera that's over the TV with the alpaca man. It's very like cool. It feels like a full circle moment. And then there's a cool credits fake out sequence where Daru's like typing, gets a call, and then you get the cool Suzuha
Yeah.
voiceover about
Oh,
stopping World War
actually, the
Three.
goodbye scene where she like throws in the can and then leaves was cool,
Yes.
and then when she like comes back in, I'm just like, oh, she comes back and she wants to say something. Um, yeah,
That's kind of similar to like the Mayuri thing where it's
yeah,
like, don't do it, Okabe. Um, it's interesting because she was just gonna say I love you or whatever, right? Um,
yeah. I think
assumingly.
so. Yeah.
Because it's never really like paid off, I guess. So it's just like a little bit of extra tragedy. I guess those sort of like tragic leave offs are also weird because Steins Gate has like the most happy ending of all time.
Yeah.
Um,
The
so
most
lingering
happy.
like tragedy is kind of
Yeah.
like weird to reflect on when at the end you're like so satisfied with everybody getting a happy ending. Even Moeka is working as the part-time girl now. It's like crazy. Um, but that's it for episode 23 on to episode 24, which is oh no, this is episode 23 now.
Yeah.
This is basically the failed version, and also there's 2 versions of this episode. This is where you do the shocking twist, Jarkey Bacon, and you say, I watched the Steins Gate Zero version of this episode.
Oh.
Go ahead, reveal.
No, I didn't do that.
Good, epic. Nobody wants to do that. It would be interesting. I do think about that sometimes. What if you, and I've always thought of this idea for like reaction channels. What if you tricked somebody? Like they've never seen Steins Gate. You have seen Steins Gate. It's an old blind wave situation where one of them has seen it, one of them hasn't.
Yeah.
You take them all the way through the first 22 episodes. You
Yeah.
show them episode 23 of Steins Gate, like the Steins Gate Zero version. Then you show them all of Steins Gate Zero, and then you go back and watch episode 24. I wonder what that would be like, as like an experiment. Probably pretty tragic because you'd get to this
Yeah.
part and there would be a sad ending and you wouldn't move on.
Yeah. Oh, I just remembered another little thing that. Yeah, I think that I'm looking forward to Steins Gate Zero because you mentioned all this stuff and I can't remember how it all fits in basically exactly.
No, I don't
So
remember
I'm
anything about
joking.
Steins Gate Zero.
But
I didn't even finish it.
yeah. But what I will say is I think I understand you better, Carl, Marcus, this is on a different topic. I understand you, Kyle, because you said, you are infamously, you hate crying. You think it makes characters look
Oh,
pathetic.
yeah. Okabe's fucking whimpering was the worst in this fucking episode.
You know what I realized I dislike is the anime blush when they're in love. It's just
Oh,
takes any subtlety out of it at all. Like it's like the most boring
it's
way to
cute.
animate that you like someone. I'm just like, come on, show it in their expression, or it's just like, well, let's put some red on their face. And it's I don't know. I find that I think I get it. I find that cringe.
It is funny. I wonder, like, these are just like old anime tropes, I guess. Like the
Yeah,
nose bleeding when there's a sexy lady, the blushing.
yeah.
I'm sure there's more. The like falling over when something wacky is said or something, and they hit the ground with the same sound effect. I'm sure there's a bunch of other little visual anime things. I like the blushing. I think it's cute every time. But the crying was the worst. I
The
thought that's
crying
where
was
you were
great.
going.
I liked it.
Oh no, that was the part where I didn't really like the voice acting. There was a little bit in the next episode too. But my first note here says a little place we call Steins Gate, and then the opening did just like Jarkey Bacon said at the beginning. That was crazy.
Yeah, cool.
But the opening was different. They used the different verses. How long the journey feels and how much has changed is easily realized when you're in a time travel show and that you're seeing the same events from the beginning. I already said that, you fucking idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, Jarkey Bacon. Nakabachi is Kurisu's dad. Was your mind splintered and shattered and blown?
I was trying to remember who this Nakabachi guy was, but then I was like, oh, here's the guy who did the lecture, huh? Crazy.
Yes, and he starts World War III. Can you believe it? He steals
That was
Kurisu's
funny.
paper.
The biggest reveal is that he's the one who had the Unka Punko, whatever, steel thing.
Yeah, the Oopa.
Oopa, yeah.
The metal Oopa.
That was the biggest
Oopa?
mystery I was trying to get my head around.
True. So I think I said this at the beginning. I had like a lot of problems with Nakabachi being like
Yeah, you
like
did
a
say.
terribly
Yeah. It was like the most
did you have
evil
any of these
person.
thoughts?
Well, I was thinking, just stab him, put his blood on the ground, and then zap her. Why are you stabbing yourself? I was trying to
Well, he
think
ran
of that.
away.
Yeah, he did run away, but
But yeah, it does make sense. I mean, that would fit. He's just like the evilest guy I've ever seen in any piece of fiction ever, and it's like stupid.
yeah, it's quite convenient, some might say.
It's like cartoonishly terrible. I
Yeah, it's
don't like it at all.
I'm a bad dad, and I hate you, and you know what? The fact that you even want to
stupid
split
bitch!
half
Here's a
of this with me.
punch.
Yeah,
And he punches her out of nowhere and says, if this is gonna get published, it'll be published under my name."
and the thing
And
is,
she's
it's like when he stabs Okabe, he's like even in shock about him. Just like you're not only are you evil, you're pathetic. Like,
Yeah.
who's some balls are you gonna?
It feels like Kurisu shouldn't even be trying. Like this is like, like
Yeah,
did she not pick up the vibes?
I think it's more. It's just like there's no build up. You kind of know he's bad, but you're just like, oh, this is like the big reveal, and then this is his whole character. It's not like you've had anything to like feelings to build up towards him, so you just don't take him seriously. Basically,
Yeah.
that's how I feel.
I feel like even if he was like even instead of loud sinister, he was just quiet sinister or something, it would like fit better and it would like probably be less like of a caricature. I don't know. It was weird. Anyway. Also, this is the one thing I misremembered. I forgot that Okabe stabbed Kurisu. That was kind of crazy.
Yeah,
I thought her father did. That's how it happened.
and the
but
worst
no,
part,
it
I was like,
Okabe.
quickly stab him quick, because I forgot that he failed as well. I was like, how are they going to get out?
Oh,
He's-
interesting.
And then I was like, crap, and then he stabbed her. I was like, oh, that actually kind of hit. I was like, oh, he killed her.
That's another thing where it's like this Steins can be tragic and cruel sometimes. The
Yeah.
train, this crazy. And then my next note is just I don't like the Okabe acting after the stabbing. Oh, him repeating "I'm responsible for her death" over and over was very cringy to me.
I can
and I didn't
okay, I can see that. I was like, this is one of those things where I'm like, every time anybody does that ever, I'm just like, and then no one's like putting the pieces together or whatever, or they're like, oh, it's like I feel like
Yeah.
it's like you're not explaining yourself, or whatever. So no,
Oh, that was a big thing I was expecting you to have more of a problem with. But even I was like, it was not as bad as I remembered it being when I went through these episodes.
What
Um,
was it? Sorry.
like him not explaining everything quicker to
Yeah.
everybody.
There was some points like that where I was just like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, bud. Don't be that guy. But then, like, in this
Yeah.
episode, I thought it was quite good when he sees Kirsty for the first time. I'm just like, oh, say something, man. But then I was like, of course he would be, like, in shock because he's seeing her in person. All this stuff.
I guess this is another thing where it's like I understand what they're going for, but I don't really buy it. Is his like attempt to give up immediately? Like he tried once. It's like I
I
don't buy that
kind of
he's not
get
going to try
it.
again.
I kind of get it. I think it was
Like I
like, it's a
get like
great
he's seen it
moment.
so many times, it's his breaking point, but he just had like a string of massive successes over and over again of like saving people.
Yeah.
Well actually like not unsaving people, but to save Mayuri. It's like especially when she's like, well, we only have one more go, like attempt. So it's like you can get yourself back up for like one more attempt. Like then you can be at peace with like at least you exhausted your options because she only had so much fuel or
True.
whatever. But this is like the conceit of Steins Gate Zero is he does give up in this moment, but like I get it. He failed so many times. He's exhausted. He's sad. He just stabbed his girlfriend. But yeah, I don't know. It's like, well, obviously we can try again, right?
Yeah.
But the scene where he gets the message from himself and all that stuff is really cool.
Yeah.
And the fact that you do see that message in episode 1 where it's like it comes up on his phone, but it's all scrambled, um, is cool. I don't know if you remember that, Jockey Bacon, but he looks at his phone and he's like, "What
Yeah.
is this?" And it's a
I forgot
video.
about it
And
until it showed it again, and I was like, oh yeah, that works. Oh,
no, you forgot about it until I just told you, Jockey Bacon.
yes. Sorry, actually, I just remembered.
Yeah. What other notes do I have here? Mayuri slapped to save Makise, like the Makise slapped to save Mayuri. That was a cute little parallel, I thought. Um, like the episode before, Makise slapped Okabe and said, "You saved Mayuri," and this time she slapped him and said, "You saved Kurusu." It's also cute that they don't know her at all, but they uh,
They know it means
like
a
they
lot to
want
him.
Okabe. Yeah, it's cute. They care about him. My goodness. Then Skyclad Observer, what a song Jockey Bacon kicks in.
So
I
good.
believe this is actually a song from the visual novel. And it's very interesting because it sounds a lot like Hacking to the Gate,
Mm,
but this one's like the original. So
yeah.
that's interesting. When in my head they've always been swapped. There are some tracks like the Steins Gate theme that you think of, Gate of Steiner, I think it's called. That's also from the visual novel, I think. So
Mm.
that's kind of interesting. You also know there's a manga that came out in like 2009, so like 2 years before the anime. Um, I briefly scrolled through it and it seemed pretty similar. Um, so that was interesting. But there was also only like 14 chapters in English or something.
Oh.
And I don't think that was the full thing. I don't know. Or at least there was only 14 chapters on Weeb Central. Don't tell Elite Ari I said that in a video. He'll get mad. I have a note here that said, "There's no meaning. Future Okabe is shaved." But then it turned out he wasn't shaved, and that was just him away from the camera. um, oh, and I feel like in my head, and what makes this cool is this is like Okabe like 30 years later, like reflecting on this moment. But I'm pretty sure in Steins Gate Zero, he does this like when he goes to the future. So it's like only him like a few weeks in the future or something. Or like a few months. I don't remember how long the time skip is in Steins Gate Zero. So I'm preemptively saying, if that is the case, that is lame, but I don't remember. Now, what did I mean by "there's no meaning"? Okabe must have said that or something. I don't know. Jockey Bacon, you don't remember?
No, I can't remember.
You watched it like 20 minutes
I
ago. What are
know.
you not remembering for? The return of the character feels out of character, and it's kind of crazy that it does. Yes, when he starts hoeing it up at the end, and you're like, oh my god, it feels like so long since he's done this.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. There's something similar in Steins Gate Zero, and it's even better.
Yes, I remember this moment on this thingy or whatever. And we'll see. Steins Gate Zero sucks until proven otherwise.
Trixie told me Steins Gate sucks, so it does.
Well, I dropped it before that video came out, so you know. I was up on it. I do remember really liking the beginning, but I remember it being slice of lifey, and I like that stuff.
Let's
So we'll have to
go.
see. The last episode of the main story here, Jarkey Bacon, episode 24.
Yeah.
The little Suzuha moment of redemption at the beginning was sweet. True, we get like a flashback of all of Suzuha's fails and she's about to succeed, and it's like really cute. And it was like, I didn't remember she got this like first minute of the episode dedicated to her, and I thought that was a sweet sharing of the triumphs here. We also got the second version of the OP again, back-to-back episodes here. Though in the OVA, it was back to the... Wait, I don't even think it was in the OVA, so I was about to lie there. Cool. There's a bunch of facts in this last episode. So we got the future gadgets. We grab the blood thing to use. Yeah. Oh, and Okabe gave Marcus the one with the camera or whatever.
Yeah.
Before she left back then. That was cute.
Because the one with the camera that didn't have a gyroscope, so it was just spinning around.
Yes. Mayuri starts remembering Kurisu sitting in the chair or whatever. Kiyoma personas is key to winning it all.
Yeah.
I don't know what I meant by that. He yells doctor when he jumps out, just like he does in episode 1. That was really cool. Very gross self-stabbing. We talked about that. I guess I'm skipping right to the end here.
Yeah.
Moeka works. Oh, and then I guess we should. Now it's like the wrap-up epilogue stuff. So, do we have anything more to say?
Well, I would also say something about Kirisu's dad is that his face just doesn't look right. Like it's too much detail for the series.
Well, we did have the reverse shot thing of both of the close-ups of their weird faces, which I thought was cool. But yes, I understand what you mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, like they saved it, they pulled it off. Everything worked. He had to stab himself with his fingers. That was really gross.
I was initially confused of the time travel this episode because I thought that she I was initially confused because I was like, does he have to also dodge his previous failed safe as well? But I guess they just rewrote it.
Yeah.
They like went back into time again, not with his past self because it's different. I guess I don't know. Didn't quite get that, but anyway.
I don't know neither. But then yes, we save, we succeed. Okabe stops to wait. He says, "Young man, you're gonna go through a hard few weeks, but he's gonna do it." And he feels very succeed. And Suzuha gets a farewell in the time machine because when they're going back. There's also like it's like flashing lights in there or whatever, and that's like time doing something. That was cute or pretty or something. And then we get all the sort of wrap up stuff. Okabe goes and pins. Mayuri's trying to catch him this time, where it was always him trying to catch her in the past.
That's true.
So that was cute. Moeka does work for Mr. Braun now, which is like FB something, but as a CRT buff, epic. She shakes hands with Mayuri. That was cute. And she's going to become their friend. And I wish that the whole show was about them just hanging out and none of this plot nonsense. Perhaps the universe can't justifiably be called infinite. He says it again at the end. Can you believe it? But this is the choice of Steins Gate, he says. My goodness. And then obviously, now this moment is still really cool where they walk past each other and it's like the shot. Because he's like wondering where she is in like America or something, but then he crosses her on the street and because basically it's like he saved her, but he doesn't get to have her as sort of the resolution. And it's kind of like the biggest nightmare of all time, which like whenever you're in a relationship, it's like, I thought about this a lot because I was supposed to go to New Zealand like way before I actually did. And I was like, if I'd gone to New Zealand then, would I have like gotten on, like none of this sort of happened. So you got to be grateful. It's like, what if I was there like 6 months earlier? How would I have met my girlfriend, et cetera, et cetera? So it's kind of that like fear, like
different timeline.
What
would have happened if this didn't happen? Yeah, I get that.
Because if I went back with my memories now, you'd probably like fuck up the initial meeting and it would never be the same. And like, what is he going to say when he sees her? I love you. Then she's going to think you're a creepazoid. And how are you going to explain that the time travel? Then she's going to think you're a weird creepazoid. And it's not going to work out. But then we kind of get the lucky everybody has memories kind of get out of jail free card here. But it works and it's cute. And so that moment did hit. So that was that episode. It was cute, right, Jarkey Bacon? It was still a pretty good ending. It's a 9 out of 10. Yeah,
it was good. I was really happy with it overall. Yeah, I do like the last two episodes a lot because it's when like I'm like, oh, the plot is interesting. I wonder how it all fits together again because I can't remember.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's good. It gets a thumbs up from me.
I must apologize to Elite RE really quickly because I'm going to open up the OVA thing I got. So chill out, okay? Don't hate me if you hear it.
Yes, we are now moving on to episode 25 in OVA. I don't know if this came out later. There is oddly a preview of it at the end of the
Yeah.
finale, which I wonder if that's just added to the DVD release and like we just watch the DVD release now because that's what got uploaded to stream quality or whatever.
I think it was
Because
probably
maybe it was
soon
included on the
after.
DVD release.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of look it up.
Because I assume that's how it worked in 2011, right? It's not just going to get uploaded to Crunchyroll or something.
Yeah.
So it probably was literally on the DVD. But it's cute. There's a bunch of jokes, a bunch of cool little moments. Funny open on Okabe in a desolate land, and because it's like the same like sound effects as that one time he was on that scary desolate land with Mayuri, it's like, oh no, as like the plot happened again and we're not in a happy place, but no, he's just an idiot and he's in the middle of nowhere in Las Vegas or whatever.
Yeah.
But
the OVA was released. So September is 24, September 2011, and then it is February 2012 when this OVA is released.
So, yeah,
and then
the
Stein divided by 0, the other 23 episode was released in 2015.
Yeah, because that's when
and
Zero
then there's
came out.
IBM promotional shorts, which is 2014, and then the Steins Gate stuff is different. And then the movie
Wait,
is
no, I
2013.
Yes, I think the Steins Gate Zero episode was like a marketing thing for the game. So it probably didn't come out when Steins Gate Zero the anime came out. It came out when
Yeah.
Steins Gate Zero the game came out, which would have been 2015. Because Steins Gate Zero the anime comes out in 2018, I think.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I'd forgotten about that. I wonder if it looks weird, like all the new animation might look bad then if it was made for the game, right? I don't know. I have no idea. I legitimately don't know if I watched that episode. We probably should watch it, right? When we start Zero, right? We do episode one. You probably see the whole first 14 minutes though. But true, we got some gags in here. Moeka still texts and she wants macadamia nuts or chocolate or something. That was kind of cute. Before they were all leaving. How did they not fuck in the motel? True, Jarkey Bacon. He goes into a motel room.
That is true.
What was... I'm mad,
Thin
Jarkey
walls,
Bacon.
though, in motels. You have to be careful about that.
Who can be? You can be quiet. You don't have to be screaming. Jarkey Bacon's having some kinky sex over there, yelling people's names. My goodness. It was funny because it was like, how are we going to divide up the rooms? And then like they both have the meeting where they're both in the bed. Start kissing. What are we doing?
Yeah,
here?
I did like it when Dario was like, oh, they could be some Yuri stuff, which also, despite calling them all calling
Ricky or a boy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's still a Yuri, and then he's just like, and then Okabe's just like, well, if that's a Yuri, then what does that make us, a Yaoi? Or
that was quite funny.
Yeah. See that's why we need more Daru. When Daru's being a creep and being like, hey, Sousa, can you get all hot and sweaty with me
time machine?
in this time machine? No, cringe. We want some like Leroy Jenkins reference. Amazing. All this stuff.
Oh yeah, what's that again? That's like a name I recognize.
That's basically, if you've ever, there's the WoW radio where the guy's like, Leroy Jenkins, and he just charges in there without any of his clan, and we'll just like hate him because he just would always scream Leroy Jenkins. It's like quintessential naughties internet meme.
Internet memes.
Yeah,
I understand.
2008 meme probably. That was maybe Leroy Jenkins meme. Yeah, it was 2005. There you go.
True, the birth of YouTube that year. Who could forget? They were at the Staples Center, which is the big sort of indoor arena in LA, which was interesting. That's a bunch of wrestling happens there, so that was funny when the Ryanet tournament or whatever was there. That was cute.
Yeah.
The biggest piece of fan service in the whole show was Kurisu in this maid outfit, Jarkey Bacon. Could you believe it? And I love that
Crazy.
the justification for why she got tricked into doing it didn't even make any sense. It was just like, well, we know why we're doing this right now. That was
Yeah.
very cute and funny.
Yeah.
She was cute in it. Like I
It works
don't
for
think it
anime.
was
It
Ferris
works for
or
anime, and it does not work in real life. You're just like, there's like
I'm
cognitive
sure a cute
dissonance.
girl in a maid outfit is cute, Jarkey Bacon.
Oh,
I just don't want them to
yes.
say meow at me or whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
the
It's also weird because you do it with your mates, and you're just like, it's like, because you
This will
say,
be
cause,
funny, guys.
well, it is funny. It's hilarious, but it's also just like you go there, and then you see actual other guys there by them, the Japanese men by themselves, and you're just like, oh, this is actually kind of sad.
This is not like funny to them, I don't think. And I wonder
Yeah.
what I don't think the girls really like being laughed
No,
at.
well,
So
this was the thing. It felt more because I was like, oh, like I think is yeah, it could totally be cute if there's like a girl that wants to do it, but if it's like a girl that needs to do it for her job for money, then
yeah,
it's like this just feels bad.
even if she started out wanting to do it, Jockey Bacon, about 3 months in, I don't think she wants to do it
No, I
anymore.
don't think she
So
wants to give the power of love to my thing, and it's also just kind of like the whole setup, like the whole establishment. It's like you go up around, like there's not even a doorway into it. You just go up a random elevator and you press a floor and then you open up onto the restaurant. This was like in Akihabara,
interesting.
and it's just so crammed and like so like dystopian and without like any sort of life at all.
Mm.
Yeah, and the food was also mid. So anyway, it was just funny.
The
It is in my Japan YouTube video. I got plenty of pictures. But
I
yeah,
feel like I remember a shot of this.
yeah,
So
it definitely yeah.
I probably saw it. The I wonder like what the like how similar is it of an experience if you go to like Hooters or whatever in America? I don't even know if that chain still exists or
Oh
whatever. Or it's
yeah.
like the booby girls where you can kind of it's like, oh, look at this one. It's I feel like it would just always be awkward, right? Like it's not
Yeah, boys, let's get some of that. Yeah.
like you're not gonna flirt with this waitress. What are you doing? Like I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
no, I totally get that.
I guess it's the same as strip clubs where it's like, what is the end goal here? And I guess it's to laugh with your friends, probably. So,
Have a funny
except for those
experience.
Japanese guys that were alone. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
Um,
It's like, haha, it's funny. Irony, everybody. And then it's like, not so much
we're all being
irony.
ironic right here, guys. This is
Right?
some great irony.
Yeah.
But
What
yes,
else happened?
Kurisu was hot in the maid outfit, but
Yeah.
Ferris and Mayuri aren't. Explain.
I think it's because I think the red works well. The red hair works. It's like a,
It is true. That is what I'm mostly thinking about right now. So, Jockey Baking, you're a genius.
yeah.
Um,
But the best part of the episode is when it's
was
Daru's
meeting
future
Suzo's mother.
wife, and I'm just trying to
Oh
remember
my
who it
goodness.
was. Crazy. And
You
she
didn't
was
remember this last time.
no, and it was the great part was is that I love how she just like has a normal conversation with Okabe,
Yes, it was very normal.
but it's like
I did
they
like
still
this
are
as well.
crazy. They're talking about crazy stuff, and then but it's like she just believes him. She's like, or it was
Yeah,
like,
she's just
I'll,
like
I'll
an
meet
interested party.
I'll meet her again in 7 years, and she's just like, okay, that sounds sweet. Yeah,
Whatever, dude. But yes, that is cute. It is great. She's got like pink hair or something. It's weird.
strawberry blonde or whatever. Yeah, and then they
Pink hair.
kiss because
Great.
they have the other. Yeah, that's like a very adorable, whatever, like dumb, like
Yes,
like.
the repeat moment.
Also, her car is like so swanky.
Yes. Well, she has like fancy hotels and stuff, so she's like rich or something.
Yeah,
Um,
at least her dad
oh, it
is.
was funny that Okabe just like canceled the hotel to like do the bit, and then he was like fucked afterwards because they had to stay in the motel or whatever. That was funny.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, yeah. Actually, why is she rich? I thought she was rich because of her dad, but then her dad probably doesn't like her anymore.
she
and
got
it's
published, so she's rich. I don't know. Maybe because her dad
scientists
used to be
rich.
respected or
I don't
something.
think that's how that works.
That's how Steins thinks it works.
Yeah. I'm gonna publish my newspaper and become Einstein and become really rich.
Maybe all Americans are rich. That's a
That's
line
true.
in something.
That's
Maybe it's
true.
The Sopranos,
Well, they are.
where it's like all Americans are
Relatively.
rich.
If you make a
Is
video
that
game,
from
you
something
want
else?
to have Americans play your game because they spend the most money.
That is true. It's like the Australian dollar is like 60 cents US dollar. It's not good.
Crazy.
But that is the extent of my notes, Jockey Bacon. I like the OVA. I
Yeah.
would love a sequel series where they're just literally hanging out forever and
I feel like
kissing.
that's what the movie roughly is. Or no, there's another. They bring some contrived plot point into it, but there's like a couple scenes where I'm just like, oh, they're hanging out, and that's gonna be the best scenes.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because the OVA like verged on it almost seeming like inauthentic to the characters hanging out a tiny bit, where it was like, oh, this is a little bit more exaggerated than it was in the show. So I would kind of want it to be more like that. So we'll see what the
Yeah.
movie is like. Because if it is just them hanging out, it might get a 10 out of 10. You know, you never know. The Oh, it was also cute, just quickly, that where they did the shot where it was like them doing exactly what they would do at home, but in the hotel room. That was very cute.
That was very funny.
In
Yeah.
the OVA. But true. So I think, Jockey Bacon, did this with you at all. I think what we should do is we should do the movie as its own thing. What do you think?
Yeah, sure. And we could also
Rather than connecting it.
integrate some of the. They only have subs, but like some of those IBM infomercials. There's only 4 of them, and they're like 3 minutes
Interesting,
long
yeah.
each. So
I'll watch them.
yeah, I've never seen them. So add them
No,
to the
neither
list.
have I. Yes. Now, also, I kind of pitched this to Mia yesterday. I don't know if we should end the video before we say this, but fuck it, let's keep it in.
Make Ari jealous.
Do you want to? Huh?
Make Ari jealous.
Yes.
I'll be honest. Ari just messaged me during this conversation, like, "Do you want to do JJK?" I was like, I have not heard about JJK
off,
in a while.
loser. Jujutsu Kaisen sucks.
JJK.
But you tell him.
Yeah.
I've only got 1 season of Sherlock left, and then we get to do Naruto, Jockey.
Amazing. So crazy.
You want to come on the Naruto journey? No, you'll slow us down, Jockey Bacon. You're not invited.
Yeah, I don't want
No, you don't want to do it anyway. I know. I think. Do we want? This is the pitch, right? Are you ready for the pitch? You hold on to your pants here. Should we focus on doing? Oh, what did you say, Jockey Bacon?
My pants are on.
Oh, pants are on. Take them off. What are we doing here? Do we want to try and focus? Jockey Bacon. I'm very nervous right now. Don't interrupt me when I'm starting my sentence again. Jockey Bacon, mayhaps we put our Steins Gate journey on hold a little bit, and we delve and commit as a group to that silly show. That silly one with the mechas.
Oh,
the little boys. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I'm happy to do that.
Because I think it might be good if we do take a bit of a break. Because I don't know, there's advantages to doing Steins Gate Zero right away because everything's very fresh, but there's also an advantage in like feeling the sort of like feeling of the time of like, well, let's have a little bit of a break, and then the references back will almost feel more nostalgic or something. Though I am pretty excited to do Steins Gate Zero. I am very curious whether or not it is good or not. So that'll be epic. But I think maybe we should, because I think with Ava we'll also take breaks. Like we don't want to do the rebuilds right after. So maybe we do Ava and the movie, and we'll come back and do Steins Gate, and then we'll do the rebuilds after that. Who knows? We'll have to flesh this out, because maybe Alita will say, no, fuck you. And frankly, we outvote him. What do you reckon? Should we beat him up?
Yeah, we should beat him up.
I like beating him up. Okay, everybody, that was a behind-the-scenes meeting. You got into it. You got let in on at the end there. Yep. Everybody's very excited for Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
In conclusion, Steins Gate, pretty good.
Steins Gate, 9 out of 10. Can you believe it?
Ooh.
I'm excited. It's cool that we did this. I think I'm happy. Because there was like my whole streaming career, people will come in and ask me about the anime on my Mal, and I'll always be like Steins Gate, Death Note, and Black Lagoon. Like I haven't watched these in a long time. I don't know if they're still good. Black Lagoon we did recently, and it's still a 10. Jockey Bacon, can you believe it? Steins Gate we've now done. So Death Note's really the only one where I've got to decide whether or not these like original anime I watched are still good now. Don't worry, Jockey Bacon. We won't make you do Death Note.
Thank goodness. I wouldn't be doing it.
Jockey Bacon thinks Death Note is a 2 out of 10 or something.
Yeah.
It's better than Steins Gate. It's fucking epic.
I have no idea. Yeah, I think I would have liked it when I was 14, not when I was 21.
Oh my goodness. That's just so hurtful.
Yeah.
I would have liked this Vinland Saga when I was 0, because then I would have been stupid enough for it.
That's fair. That's fair. You do need to be pretty stupid to like Vinland Saga.
The average IQ of a Berserk fan, Jarkey Bacon, through the roof.
Yeah, yeah. I heard it's almost triple digits.
That's pretty good, I think.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it means it's below the average.
Should we insult anybody else before we end this video?
If you're listening to this, you're gay, Lamau.